Okay.
And we're live.
Yep, we're live. All right. Hey, welcome to episode 34, Yank and Kiwi podcast. And your host, Brett, the handsome and charismatic one. Dinte is not with us because he has double shift till January. So filling in for him from not Portland, a place that doesn't exist.
I'm from Eugene, and I'm currently in Eugene. I was at a College Grove this weekend, but like, what the fuck's you? What's Portland?
I think you just doxed yourself.
No, I said where I'm at.
That's doxing yourself. Well, does it count? Wait, there's a gray area. Is it doxing if Dylan didn't want people to know?
I don't care. One, I don't care. Two, this will be archived. Three, this is made on a certain day. Four, I can move.
Well, he didn't give us the full address yet.
Yeah, but yeah, Dylan is going to be filling in for Dinte until he comes back.
Hello, I'm Kiwi 2.0. I'm also from America. This is now Yank. This is a
double Yank.
Yank Carter.
A double Yankee stream. Well, actually, technically, if you count Briz, since Briz, say hi.
Welcome, I'm Briz, and I am the third Yank.
And of course,
we got the awesome
the final Yank.
No, we have the token Rusky.
Yeah. Oh yes, you do. Your local Russian bot.
So for anyone that missed the last stream, Ginger, explain what you're drawing and coloring in.
I'm drawing the Crumpeter, which is what was the best description for him other than him being an accurate angel cat?
Hey Dylan, can you make sure you have?
Serves.
I have.
All right.
He who serves crumpets to the Lord.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So we talked about angels last time for like 15.
Very briefly.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 3 minutes. And then from that spawned they got multiple eyes. Of course they'll have 6 arms. Why wouldn't they? And stuff like that. And then we're just like angel cat. And boom.
We also talked about the relationship between how God and higher up angels would be just as incomprehensible as any outer being anyone can dream up.
Yeah.
Which is an interesting concept when you think about it.
Also, I want something I just remembered that you brought up, Briz, about how the Bible says that man was made in God's image. Well, just one thing I want to add is, this is how my dad always explained it to me, because my dad is a pastor. I think he knows what he's talking about.
Oh god, 2 pastor boys.
Yeah. My dad would say we were made in God's spiritual image, not his physical one.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, because to be fair, I don't think God has a physical form.
No, I would doubt that as well.
You can't really be omnipresent if you have a physical form.
Sure you can. You just, have your eyes extend to everywhere.
I mean, unless your physical form is the universe, and you think of people more as cells than people. But then you're getting into a whole nother thing.
Yeah, it's a whole different kettle of fish, and I think that's when it gets was a pantheist or animist?
Yeah, who was that guy from freaking Bordeaux? He was like a fake Uchiha who had 12 or 13 eyes all over his head and stuff. That's what God looks like. A guy with just 50 eyes.
If this is Naruto, I am lost because I kind of quit after the Rescue Sasuke arc.
Wow, I only watched it when I had to watch it with my little.
It's Boruto, so it's.
Oh, Boruto, which I didn't even watch at all.
Don't you mean Boruto's dad's son? Thank you.
You're right. I'm sorry.
I'm lost.
There's a joke by a lot of people where you don't even say Naruto anymore because Naruto is not the main character. It's Boruto, his son. So you say Boruto's dad.
Right.
Yeet.
Yeah, well, like I said,
There's
yeah, well,
better jokes out there.
I did not even watch Boruto. Like I said, I didn't even get that far with Naruto. Yeah.
You know, Ginger, I do have one other question
Yeah.
about this drawing.
Yeah.
Where does Crumpeter get the crumpets?
He makes them.
Then
He's the
give him like
creator
a...
of crumpets.
He makes them from scratch or just pulls them out of hammer space.
Well, it depends on what he feels like. If he feels like cooking, then he'll cook them. Otherwise, he'll just make them materialize, I think.
You know, I have to wonder. Wait, don't you cook crumpets? I thought you bake crumpets.
You do bake crumpets.
He can cook or bake them, and they turn out perfect every time.
I think what might be funny is I am wondering whether or not Crumpeter is going to end up like a cactus coyote thing.
What's that?
Why not?
Okay, cactus coyote. Okay, to first explain cactus coyote, I have to know if you. I might have to explain Jack Irons to you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Jack Irons is another book that's being published by Wicked Publishing. In fact, I think it was the first one they grabbed. Now, what the gist of Jack Irons is that it's a post-apocalyptic sci-fi western, and the main character is a cowboy named Jack Irons who rides a motorcycle, and apparently he is immortal and has over 2,500 years worth of memories.
Oh, so it's the Emperor, then.
No, not just kind of, but he's kind of. Yeah, actually, yeah. In fact, to hear Cody tell it, he's the guy who makes it. He's really cool. Cody's a friend. He's a really cool guy. Hear Cody tell it, like Jack is. What was he gonna say? There's actually been multiple apocalypses in the Jack Irons universe.
Mm-hmm.
And also Jack has that. If you read the first issue, like actually you can read the first issue in black and white on Tapas. I'll have to link that to you guys later.
Yeet.
Yeah.
Give me something to do on my lunch break tomorrow.
Yeah. But yeah, okay, so yeah, that's more or less what Jack Irons is. Where Cactus Coyote fits in was, I think originally was just some kind of drawing that a guy made of a really smarmy looking coyote who was taking a piss on Jack's hat. And the whole thing just sort of sprung out from there, and Cody ended up making like a spin-off, which is supposed to be a more comedic take. And what Cactus Coyote is he is some kind of shape-shifting alien that just who on his home planet was a garbage man.
In actuality, garbage men is actually a pretty hard job, so respect them. They do a hard job nobody else wants to do.
All right, guys, I got a serious question here.
Yeah.
What up?
All right. If you were a serial killer, what would your method, what would your method, instrument of death, and like name on the news be?
What? That is a
bonus points if you can make a connection between the two. Like
okay,
like your way of killing somebody and what they call you on TV.
Okay, Brett,
I have
one question to make first. Did you really think I would fall for that? You'll never catch me.
I mean, you can just sit there and be quiet if you don't want to answer.
I'm not sure I want to. This is getting weird.
Well, that's the challenge. Create a news story.
Brett,
Don't
we
just say
all
what you
know.
do.
No, I know.
What?
No, that wouldn't be nearly as funny as I thought it'd be. But legit, Brett, you're not gonna Why do I keep saying Brett instead of Dylan? What the hell is wrong with me today? Mm-hmm. Sorry, I've been up since 5 at work. Dylan, you ain't getting a word out of me.
Neat.
Can't prove nothing.
Can't prove nothing. Okay, well, I guess I'll go first. If I were a serial killer, right, and I Like I would be. I'd be a window washer, like those people that go that like I'd literally be one of those people that go around and like fucking will wash your house and your windows and stuff for you. We still got them here, like in like around in Cottage Grove and things. It's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then, which means like I'd be able to go throughout all the town and stuff. My quote unquote route is the city, and then my calling card and like and things would just be like a bottle of Windex that was also a murder weapon because I'd shove it down your throat.
Okay, but Dylan, what's your motive? Are you just trying to keep your quiet life? What's up?
Motive? I didn't ask motive. Who needs motive? People can figure out your motive later.
Court of law.
Yeah. That's later. And then my serial killer name would just be I would be the Wax Man. Because wax on, wax off. With the frick like from Karate Kid with the when he cleans the car.
Hold on, what if he called it wax on, face off? No, that just sounds like a cleaning competition.
It really does.
Or something from a beauty salon. Faces, wax, all that.
All right, fuckers, what you got?
Wax on, face off, the world's deadliest cleaning competition.
I'm trying to make comedy here. You guys ain't giving me nothing.
I don't know. I mean, like I can, because like if I was gonna be a serial killer, I don't know if I was gonna be it's just asking him what you would, what your method, weapon, and what your name on the news would be if you were a serial killer. Like that's a question you do not expect to get asked, to be fair.
I mean, I already have my answer all figured out if you want me to tell you it actually.
Fine, go ahead.
Eat people.
Okay.
You want to be Hannibal Lecter?
No, I'd just bite them till they died, and then to dispose of the body, I'd just eat them.
That's Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah, that's
all of them at once.
Yeah.
Period.
Put a person in a crock
I haven't seen those movies, okay?
Okay, Lecter, but that's who you'll be. You can't really have your own like special name now.
I'm sorry. My mother asked me this question thousands of times in my youth.
Seriously?
Oh, definitely. My mother is a terrifying woman.
Future goals. Come on.
Son, wait. She played this game with you? Okay, I gotta ask. If she played this game with you, I gotta ask. What did she say?
Chainsaw. She would tie a person to the tree, then cut them and the tree apart. Well, not apart, like in half.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the call, guess what they would call her?
What?
The Timber Killer?
Yeah, well, no, it wasn't that. God, it was a pun. It was a really bad pun, and I can't remember it. Give me a minute.
I feel like it was Timber Killer because the tree falls down, so does the body.
Okay, well, while he's figuring that out, I'll say what mine would be.
All right.
Box cutter.
Right.
Is that method or name?
Both.
Fair enough.
Box cutter.
The box color killer. Okay.
Box cutter is easy. You can buy them anywhere, and it's. And also, Blake could be mistaken for other things like an X-Acto knife or surgical tools.
Very true. Very true. And I remembered the pun.
Good.
It was a joke of if a tree falls in the forest and no one's around to hear the sound. Was the sound even made at all? But it was basically, she made the joke that if the tree falls in the forest and the body's there and I'm there killing them, I'm here to hear the sound. So the answer would be hear the sound.
Yeah, no, that's dumb. I like the Timber Killer more.
I just explained it badly, okay? My mother is way better at puns than me.
No, I understand that. I can understand that. I still think it's better. I still
Wait.
think mine's better.
Ginger, is there like a demonic counterpart to the Crumpeter? Is that a thing that exists?
Ooh, this should be.
We did not come up with that.
I mean, Devil's Food Cake.
And coffee.
A coffee.
And
Yes,
coffee, yeah.
exactly.
Crumpeter likes tea.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Devil's Food Cake, coffee, bagpipes.
Oh, don't diss bagpipes until you've heard good bagpipes.
I've heard good bagpipes. I'm allowed to diss them.
My dad
Bagpipes
plays some real good
and-
bagpipes. I love my dad.
I don't know.
Instead of hand
and
sanitizer, he
shampoo.
just doesn't wash his hands.
Yeah, just have stink lines
that's
on his hand. Just have stink lines on that hand specifically to mean that he doesn't wash his hands.
Yes,
Oh my god, it's just gonna be like Dr. Naples' cat who doesn't wash his hands.
Oh,
drinks
God.
coffee, dips
Oh,
sugar
my-
in his coffee.
Oh God, that's awful. It's like the unholy spawn of Dr. Naple and Zeno.
Well, I mean, it's a demon. Come on.
Well, we know what else you're drawing today. You're drawing two things now.
Well, Ginger knows
Oh
what.
my.
Yeah, Zeno has Ginger making coffee all day and all night.
Yeah, but you guys drink coffee.
All right,
as well,
Ginger,
and
so
also
what-
he helps me
so
talk to
ser-
people, so
so
it's not
you
that
join in
bad.
All right, Ginger, you join in now. What would
I
your
don't know.
thing be?
I was thinking about this, but I don't feel like I have much of a motive to kill people. I like ignoring people. I don't like killing them.
You don't need a
that's
motive.
like-
None of this required a motive. It's just like
I
Wonder if-
Yeah, but you know, it's hard to think of what I would do if I can't think of why I would do it. I mean, it has to be something, has to be done in style, I guess. Maybe I'd be like a modern art exhibition type of person, and I'd just, I don't know, make them into artistic displays, and it will take people forever to catch on.
Oh
Okay,
God!
I already have a name. I already
Oh,
have
yeah?
a name that might work. The Red Gallery.
Oh
Yeah,
You get it?
yeah,
Because
I get it.
Russia-
Oh, I get it.
Communist blood.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah. I was gonna say it'd be like you should arrange people into like those sculptures, like those creepy sculptures that what's that guy's name? John Podesta has in his house, or is it his brother?
Yeah.
What are the sculptures?
There's this one. There was this
Like
one.
like that first big bad guy in Evil Within 2.
I didn't play Evil Within.
Okay. Evil Within 2 is good. You should play it.
I agree. Let's see. But yeah, now we do now have to have the Crumpeter's nemesis be drawn.
What
We
would
are-
he be named?
Well, Crumpeter was Crumpet and Trumpet.
Trumpet and Trumpeter.
So
Oh, we need a musical instrument for the other guys. Well,
yeah, so,
I don't know.
bagpipes and coffee, so it'd be coffee pipes.
Well, I called them Trumpeter because of
Sure.
the 7 trumpets that signal the end of the world. Except in this
Yeah.
case,
He's
it's
the devil pipe. He's the devil pipes cat.
Yee.
That's
I'm still not totally sold on the bagpipes. I mean,
I just
No,
thought
Okay,
it was,
what? No, here's a better idea. What if it's just a kazoo?
a kazoo.
Yes.
Hmm.
The utter perversion of a trumpet.
yeah, that's fair. I can see that.
And the only reason he plays it is to get on Crumpeter's nerves.
Oh my.
When the
Hmm.
when the
Maybe-
gates of hell open and heaven fights and the armies of heaven fight against the armies of hell, the Crumpeter has to fight his nemesis in a music off.
Maybe.
Trumpet V.
maybe he could. No. How about we just like pull? How about we just like steer right into this, or right into like the Hail Satan shit, and like give him like give him like a guitar. Like give him
a
more.
keytar. Give him a keytar so he
Ooh.
can play some really pretentious stuff on it.
Okay.
Banjo.
I do have one other question. What is
Yeah.
up with that middle right arm? If you're
Oh.
looking from the perspective of the Crumpeter, like what is up with that arm?
Oh, it's scaly. It's got scales on it.
Yeah,
Okay, yes,
it's
that's
a
one.
lizard. It's a lizard arm, and it's the only one
Yes.
that's open because he's got to defend himself somehow. He's got
Yeah, he
tea in one
killed you.
hand. He's got his crumpet in the other. He's got his hand sanitizer and his trumpet. The only arm he has to defend himself left is the lizard arm.
No. I know what he's doing right now in that action. He is getting ready for both tea time and the battle at the end of the world. He is leaping into the fray.
Scree.
This is way more fun than it should be.
Yeah, well, yeah, it is.
We're just making shit up. Like that's what makes it fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
But what about the anti-trumpeter has like fly wings or fly eyes somewhere?
Oh yeah, that'd
To
be
go with the whole Beelzebub.
make him
Ew.
make him look grotesque and metal.
Yeah, except for the part of him that's holding the devil's food cake. That's the only part of him he cleans.
Hey,
Because even the Crumpeter's arch enemy knows you have to keep at least the food clean.
yeah.
Oh, it's like-
what
he's got
would
a-
Doug say to that?
Well, here's the thing though. Just so that in the end they can team up against an enemy who spits in the food.
Oh my god.
This is
Truly,
this
the
is
bringer
becoming
of
a
the
saga.
apocalypse.
This is a saga. They're gonna team up like Goku and Vegeta.
Yeet.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my.
Yeah, he's gonna. You know what this is gonna look like? I'm picturing it in my head. Imagine if Nurgle raised a cat to a demon
Yes,
prince.
already yes,
To a demon prince.
already yes.
Yes. What would this saga of these three cats even be called?
Three. Well, when
feel
did
like-
it become three?
Well, if there was, say, a third one that did spit in the food, and the two other cats, Crumpeter and his enemy, had
No,
to
they
team
just
up.
their arch enemy of these two arch enemies is just a pair of lips.
That's just always drooling on food,
Yeah,
and it never pays the bill. It just leaves.
It might be or he could be drooling on pie.
Ooh, yes.
Oh,
And does he
no.
lick all the butter in your fridge? Oh dear.
You
Oh
know
my.
what? This has now become the epic saga of Crumpeter and his endless adventures to try and rid the world of worthless snacks such as coffee breaks, devil's food cake, and the worst enemy of all, unhealthy eating habits.
Mhm.
what did you
And
send
suddenly
me?
it's just, don't worry about it, Dylan. Don't worry about it. It's not something to bring up right now.
No, I mean nothing. There's nothing here.
God, I find a nice gif of muscle titty and you. Mm. It was really good though.
Actually,
This isn't
so
something to
yeah.
talk about. They're like, God damn it, I lost a thing.
So are we going to be making the Nurgle kitty then?
Sound,
Yes.
Because
I've
that's what
actually got the chat. I don't
Not
have
really.
anyone witnessing.
Not
history.
really. We only got
Oh
one
my
person watching, but I think that's me.
yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeet.
Dylan, are you sure you posted the link in the Discord at least?
I posted the Discord link. I linked
Well,
the Discord
yeah,
for you
well,
guys. Yeah,
You gotta remember, we just started 30 minutes ago.
True.
true.
Last
Well,
time we
people-
went till what, 1?
No, we didn't.
What
His
time did we go
yes.
to?
We went till like 8. We went till like 8 or 9 p.m. my time.
Yeah.
So like
Okay,
almost,
my
It's your-
time.
It's your and my time, Dylan. We're on the
I
same.
know, but I'm talking to Briz here. So like 11 or 12 yours.
Okay, yeah, I'll have to leave until like 10:30 once I get near home, but after that I'll be back in.
Yeah, right.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Do
leave
not-
yet.
And this time, do not chat while you're driving.
It's very rude. We get very
And,
upset.
Okay.
dangerous. And
Better
dangerous.
idea. I'll just stay in the car while I'm driving and get off when I get home.
No.
Yes.
Do not do
Dylan,
anything.
you know me and how I get when I drive alone when it's dark outside.
I think it's gonna be dangerous.
No, I get spooked. I get really spooked.
As long as your hands are free
Yeah.
and you don't get too distracted. I don't drive, so I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Aha.
Let's just say, more you multitask, the more your chances go up that you're gonna be in a car crash.
Yeah,
Well, Brett, first of all, you know I have a gambling problem.
Oh no.
Gambling problem.
Yes, I do.
Okay. That figures into driving how?
It was a joke.
It was a terrible joke.
Oh my.
It made no sense.
Gambling, taking your chances, doing dangerous stuff.
Oh god, that arm looks so buff.
Well, he
That
has
cat
to be.
arm looks really buff.
I mean, good lord, look at that beard.
Yeah. Yeah, look at that mane.
Yeah.
He's ready.
It looks like just the buffest. Are you giving it a keytar?
Yes.
Oh,
keytar, exactly.
yes.
I will say, I did say banjo because that's both the lamest type of guitar and also the best.
And also,
I mean, a
American.
well-played banjo is. Mwah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, you're biased there, Briz.
Okay, hold on for a second.
You kind of are.
Just because I'm from Georgia, don't mean I'm biased.
You know what? That's
I've
true.
just
He likes fiddles.
I do like fiddles. I'm not gonna lie. Fiddles are pretty kick-ass. Violins are better though. But Devil went down to Georgia. Come on.
He was with behind me behind. He was make a deal.
Came across this young boy playing on a fiddle and banging it.
Alright, sorry.
Boy, let me tell you what, Johnny, and it might be a sin. You'll bet you're gonna regret, because I'm the best there's ever been. Johnny, the time.
Okay, it's muted. He's muted. Let's move on.
Yeah, besides, I'll just remind everyone that my state had Nirvana. Okay.
Okay, I will admit Nirvana was pretty good, but
I've been on a really big country kick. Like after I started listening to some Johnny Cash again recently.
oh
yeah.
god, I loved Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash and Merle Haggard.
Yeah, One Piece at a Time. Freaking Folsom Prison Blues.
I mean,
Cake.
can we all
All
forget?
amazing songs.
Okay, y'all remember 5 o'clock somewhere, right? Songs like that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I loved listening to those when I was little.
5 o'clock somewhere. Yeah.
Toes in the water, ass in the sand. Not a way in the world, but a cup here in my... You like that one?
I didn't. That did not come to mind immediately because I don't think I've heard that one.
Oh, it's a really good one.
It is. It's a good country song. But yeah.
It's about getting away from the world for a little bit and calming down.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like a drinking song, all right.
It really is.
It is, but it's less of a rowdy drinking song. It's a much more calm one.
Yeah.
Well, from what I understand, well,
it's no all my
country
right
to
friends
me.
are coming down. It's no all my right friends are coming to town.
To me, a good country song is one that is about two things: drinking and being miserable.
Hell yeah, let's go.
This one's about drinking, but it's also about being happy and learning to be happy with yourself and learning how to step away from things that make you upset for a second and just chill.
Mm.
What do they
Which
do?
is why it's one of my favorite songs.
Okay, so the Crumpeter has 4 eyes. How many is this guy gonna have?
6.
Obviously, we
I
gotta
don't
give
know.
him the number of the beast. Come on.
I would say give him 5.
No,
so it
give
looks-
him
so it looks like a
12
little-
eyes, 6 on each side, and then 6 horns.
No,
Damn. Yes.
no, that takes too long. I would say give him 5 because then it's a nice little arch of eyes.
Oh, this is looking cool.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah. See, He's looking great. His smile goes far past his head. It's great.
Oh man, that look cool. Like the fucking Cheshire
I'll be
Cat.
honest. I don't play League, but that looks like a League character.
Oh, I know, right?
Who makes League of Legends again?
Blizzard.
Fucking Riot.
Is it? Oh no, yeah, it is Riot. No, yeah, Blizzard came out with Heroes of the Storm, which was their version of League.
No, it was Defense of the Ancients, which was the proto MOBA. Like it was, it was like the first MOBA ever made before it became a thing.
Yeah, it was a Warcraft 3 map.
Right, but I'm saying like most recently they're like to be like, yeah, we're just gonna do exactly like we're gonna take exactly what League did, and it's gonna fail because we're us, but let's do this. And then Heroes of the Storm was made.
I thought Heroes of the Storm was a card game.
No, that's Hearthstone.
That's Hearthstone.
Yeah.
Also, nothing can beat Magic the Gathering or Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. Anything past 5Ds is trash.
I'm pretty sure the resident Pokemon guy would disagree.
Actually, I'm terrible. I'm awesome at Hearthstone. I can't.
No one knows how to
Pokemon
play the
trading
Pokemon
card game.
TCG.
Yeah, I can't play the. Yeah, exactly. I can't play the Pokemon TCG for shit.
But I do enjoy me some good old-fashioned video game Pokemon.
Yeah,
but
now, come at me in like any of the generations, and you about to lose.
Well, here's the one thing that I'm kind of ashamed of. I still haven't finished Sun or Moon.
That's fine.
At all.
It's kind of a slow game. Like
I got to the part where Guzma and them are all on the spoilers, by the way, for Pokemon Sun and Moon.
No, it's not. That's an old ass game. What you talking about?
I mean, yeah, but Sun and Moon Lusamine, top tier. Come on.
Well, yeah, but that's neither here nor there.
But yeah, I was at the part where you basically had to go up, fight Guzma, then fight Lusamine.
Right.
But like, I just stopped.
All right. Well, you got decently far.
Yeah. I wound up just playing SMT instead.
Yeah. The issue with like Sun and Moon and then Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon is that they're both way too similar but way too different.
That's an odd thing to criticize it for.
I know. Okay, so it's the exact same story, but they changed these little things here and there, and then added some things and stuff that make it They made
Lusamine nicer, and I hated that.
Yeah, they made like Lusamine nicer and things like that. Like they changed Lily's reason for wanting to go out and actually like adventure and things. Like they changed her reason for that. They did various things that weren't very smart.
I mean, they did give us Necrozma, who I have reached before once, but I forgot to save 5 hours before that.
Very sad.
Yeah, he kicked my ass. I mean, Ultra Necrozma is not a pushover.
No, Ultra Necrozma is not. But yeah, like things like the Ultra Recon Squad, the additional Pokemon that you can find, all those kinds of things. If that was regular Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon didn't exist,
it'd be fun.
Holy shit, that'd be an amazing game.
Yeah.
Because Sun and Moon was amazing, but then when they came out with Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon to hold us over while they made things like Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee and the Generation 8 games and stuff that are coming out on the Switch, no less, like, while they made Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon to hold us over, that should have just been what Sun and Moon were.
Just make another Pokemon Rumble. Come on. Where is my Pokemon Rumble 3? Give it to me. I have been waiting since Pokemon Rumble Blast on the 3DS.
A new Pokemon Snap. If they played that with like the Wii camera, holy shit, that'd be amazing.
I mean, even if they basically just took Pokemon Go and made it into Pokemon Snap, and it's on your phone, that'd be cool. That'd
really
be
would.
really cool.
Yeah.
Like, instead of catching Pokemon, you're just going around taking photos on a preset walk path you make.
Yeah. Like,
And the longer it is, the cooler
spent-
Pokemon you get.
Yeah, like you set like a walk path. It's like, okay, here's my daily commute to work and stuff. Like, and that's like the route you take and stuff. And then
Or
you can have
my daily exercise. But if you go too fast, it'll like give you shit at your Pokemon. Because you're not stopping and smelling the roses, man. Stop and smell the roses.
Exactly. Yeah. You like if
How
it was
did-
built like that, that'd just be fun.
How did we get from Angels and
Nintendo,
Demons?
work on this.
How did we get from Angels and Demons in cat form to, by the way, that cake is looking scrumptious.
I saw the little
that's
horns and I
excellent.
almost couldn't stop. I almost couldn't laugh.
Yeah. But how did we get from Angels and Demons to Pokemon? Very simple. SMT5 coming out on the Switch. I am hyped.
Ginger, I know you said you like drawing monsters. How's it you'd never tried drawing Pokemon?
I don't know. Can I
People
never
like
get around to it? I drew a Vulpix at one point and posted it in some years ago on Twitter. And
Oh, well, of course you would draw a Vulpix.
Well, yeah.
yeah, that's the
But
natural.
I'd
process.
assume it's because the majority of Pokemon are made to be cute rather than creepy or cool looking.
Ginger,
Like,
I mean-
Ginger specializes in cute.
I
looking
specialize
at-
on both.
Look at the Crumpeter and then look at this beast next to it, and you tell me those are cute.
No, those look like Pokemon is what they look like. One evolves into the other. Look at them.
Yeah.
So the lizard arm on the Crumpeter, what does that translate to? On the
The what?
what's the name of the Crumpeter's enemy?
It was
Well, it's,
I am stuck on Nurgle Kitty.
no. We need
Too
something not
complicated.
copyright infringing. Maybe combine something with Beelzebub.
well, okay. Literally, the Crumpeter's name came from the instrument, and then the food
Came
item.
from
So-
the angel that signals the end of the world.
So it'd be like Devil Car or something.
Cake tar.
Yeah, Cake Tar.
Okay. And his deadly claw arm, what would that be?
It'll be a talon arm that comes out from his right shoulder.
One of his right shoulders.
It punches out and rips out hearts. That's what it does.
All right, calm
Yeah,
down.
that,
They make a wonderful batter.
I bet.
Again,
It's great seasoning.
Mincemeat pies. Anyone?
Yeah.
Well, they're called mincemeat for a reason, I guess. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Everywhere you
Not yet.
go.
Hey! Not till after Thursday, you two.
Next
I already
Monday,
I
I
already-
am singing Christmas carols, and you cannot stop me.
I said it was at. Hey, I don't care if it's next Monday, Briz. I just said after Thursday.
I already had my Thanksgiving. Thank you very much. I can do whatever the fuck I want.
The
I was up
second
till
they
1
start
a.m.
coming on the radio,
I was up till 1:30 because of loud music from our Friendsgiving that we have instead of Thanksgiving because our family's shit.
it is very cold. I am wearing a short sleeve shirt. I am currently, I believe, what you may call freezing to death.
Bitch,
Not sure.
I lived in Michigan for 12 years. Don't talk to me about being cold.
I grew up on a mountain. You ain't got shit on.
Hold on
either of
one
us,
second.
dude.
Although,
I'm
I'm
unplugging
pretty sure-
headphones.
Although I'm pretty sure when it comes to living through cold, old, and miserable winters, Ginger has us
And then
beaten.
Ginger has us beat by a wide margin.
Well, I mean,
kind
unless
of.
she lives in like one of the southern regions. I mean, I doubt she lives in Siberia.
My grandparents are from Siberia, actually.
Okay. Wow.
Well, right now she doesn't even live anywhere near Russia. She's in the UK.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Which, regardless,
yes.
cold winters, regardless.
cold winters. Well, relatively.
Yeah, it's just that everyone talks about like how
That is a
miserable.
very buff cat arm.
And it's just that everyone talks about like how miserable the winters out in Russia are.
Yeah, it's how cold does it have to be for kids to stay in and not go to school?
Here, if it rains even an inch, whole city shuts down.
Depends.
Like, towns like here in the States, they can be very jumpity.
The U.S. is very geographically diverse.
Yeah,
Climate
depending on where you're
diverse?
living. Like out in back when I was living out in Michigan, like they would keep the schools open even if there was like 6 inches of snow. But out in Washington, they will call a school day for just an inch. I mean, a snow day. They will call a snow day for just an inch.
Yeah,
We
there was
never had
one
snow
year.
days.
It's really weird. So
we had schools shutting because it was too cold. And well, here's the tricky part, of course, because we measured Celsius and you've got Fahrenheit. I have no idea.
One year we got 5 inches one year. Back when I lived in Cottage Grove, school was not put on hold. Reason? There was no ice on the road. That's the big thing. It could be very little snow, but there's ice on the road. And because because it's more dangerous than the snow is. At least like.
Oh yeah, black ice kills a lot of people.
Yeah, that's what will shut down schools and stuff is
But
ice
shut
on
down
the
the
roads.
planet as a whole. Are you kidding me?
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like that's how you get a school day. That's how you get a snow day, or that's how you get a day off of work because of the weather.
Basically, if you really want to get off school, go out middle of the night before it's about to hit freezing that night. Dump water all over the road.
No.
Here's something like where you were growing up, Ginger, did they like have a cap on like how much snow they would say? Yeah, school's closed for the day.
We had cap on temperature, and now it's gonna get tricky because minus 25 degrees Celsius. What is that in Fahrenheit?
I'll convert. Let me check that out. I'll convert it.
Hey, Briz, are you watching the YouTube? Because if you are, can you mute that? Because
I am not.
Feedback.
I am not. I am in the car. Y'all are on speaker. Yeah, there's that whole, you gotta be able to hear, unless you want a $300 fine. Law came into effect in my town. And I kind of don't want a $300 fine. Speaking of which, Ginger.
Yeah?
Football?
Speaking of $300 fines, let's talk about football.
Not football, but football.
What about it?
Soccer.
Yeah.
Do you like it at all?
It's a thing I don't watch.
It's sports.
It's okay, but it's sports, yeah.
I did have this back when I did do.
I think part of what attracted.
Back when I was part of a soccer team, I did. You know how in like a sport movie where they're supposed to be, oh my god, wasn't it amazing? They made the hugest comeback ever. One time I kicked the soccer ball from my goal as the goalie into the other goal all the way across the field.
Oh god, I did that when I was little. Dude, that was like the coolest feeling ever.
Yeah, it makes you feel good. And then the next day I sprained my ankle and then I was like, fuck soccer.
Yeah, but I was trying to get into Atlanta United. Doing pretty well this year.
Hey, hold that thought for a second, Dylan. Hey, Ginger, I just did the conversion. Minus 25 Celsius is minus 13 in Fahrenheit.
Okay. So that was how cold it had to be for us not to go to school. And kind of when winters got pretty cold on a morning, kids would usually just call each other, and if someone had that temperature like on their thermometers outside, then no one would go. But one morning we kind of called each other, and it seemed that it wasn't quite cold enough, so we ended up going to school. And then me and like 3 other kids from my class, we just walked in, and a teacher greeted us and said, "Oh my God, you're so eager to learn. You didn't have to come to school today, but you did." And we just kind of turned around and went back out.
Everyone, anybody would have, like, oh man, I mean, like, to be fair, like, I think anybody would have.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. I want to teach kids, and I would have.
So, back when I used to go and do football, because my dad is in charge of a lot of sports programs, like as far as teams go, like basketball, soccer, football, volleyball, tennis, all of those within like where he's at. He's got at least one team that he's in charge of. And so to make him happy, I played a lot of sports. Now, I am really bad at basketball, but I've at least tried. Back when I did football, there was one game where an actual fist fight came about. Me and the other guy were still in full gear, and I kicked him in the head, and he was out for the entire game. He was.
I assume you were also out for the entire game.
No, he hit first. I defended myself and ended it. He was unconscious for 30 minutes, and then out for the rest of the game. And it happened in the first quarter, so he was he was unable to play for the majority of the game.
Damn. But
yeah, he kicked me I tackled him down, and when I helped him up because it was the end of the play, he kneed me in the face, and I was like, "Oh, bitch, it's on."
But there is a reason that I brought up Atlanta United. My little brother's a big fan, and the final game is coming up soon. So I decided to take a whole bunch of my savings, doing something stupid, and sprung for tickets for their final game for me and my little brother.
Aww.
Issue is, turns out work needs me that day.
Crap.
Very sad.
And they're non-refundable, I assume.
Yep. So I'm just sending him with my dad. But he seemed really happy when I gave him to him. So it was worth it. It was worth it. Because I'm not the biggest soccer fan myself, but my little brother. Good God.
You want to know something?
Yeah.
Like, I have out in Washington. I mean, like, people like the Seahawks. They like the Mariners, but they also like our soccer team, the Sounders. And apparently, the Sounders are much better than both.
Oh, yeah. Mainly because we tend to recruit from South American soccer teams. Up here in the U.S., and they tend to be pretty great. But most of my team's going to be losing their good players because they're heading on to Armory play, which means they won't be around down here no more. But we've got a lot of new talent coming in, and now we're talking about sports when we could be talking about angels, demons, and Ginger's drawings.
Exactly, and what to give Cake Tar to hold in his remaining 2 paws?
I don't know. I don't know.
Let's just go full metal and give him an upside-down cross.
Or as pentagram.
Both.
Nah, just hang out over one of his horns, like the pentagram.
No. Let's put the upside-down cross inside the pentagram.
I don't
Wait,
know.
no, I got it.
That's a little too complicated.
It's not complicated, it's just that should you want to sell merch, and I sure do.
Right.
I don't want to
I got it,
from
though.
a
Put
side.
one of his arms in a sling, right? So and that way you don't have to draw as much. You just need to align it right. And then the other one, because he's got 2
Give him a
arms.
spiky tentacle arm.
Yeah, just a tentacle arm. Screw it.
Spiky tentacle arm. Well,
We've
that's
already got
really
some
good to
Nurgle.
tell
Let's
him.
get
Hey.
some Slanesh in here.
Hey Ginger, by the way, you're gonna dig this.
Yeah,
Guess who I tweeted a link to the stream at?
I don't know.
Liz.
Oh.
Is she one of the people that would be mad at us if we talked about, or how? She's the one that would be really mad if we said the Seahawks sucked, isn't she?
No, that's the Eagles.
It's the Eagles.
Sorry, but I gotta say it. You left it too open.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
Eagles are a
Liz.
slightly below average team, and I don't think they have very good chances in the upcoming seasons.
You're lucky Liz is not in this call.
Yeah, well, if she ever finds
Just
out.
her psychic sense appears. Tell him he dies tonight.
I sense a disturbance in the force. As if 1,000 of my fans cried out and were silenced.
Look, dude, just like if Liz was in this call right now, she would be verbally slashing you right now.
Haha, I don't care because I don't like football.
No, fair enough.
And I know the Falcons are trash, so heh.
Huh.
Though legit, when we lost that Super Bowl, that was bullshit, and everybody knows it.
Yeah.
My whole family from across the whole country got together.
Oh, he got a snake.
Oh, that is cool.
Ooh, you should have the snake biting an apple.
Nah.
I'll do you one better. The snake has an iPhone.
That's pretty good.
Oh yeah, that is better.
Wait, you said the snake has an iPhone?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
You know what? Let's get these as tattoos, y'all. Let's do it.
I don't get no because I have a pathological fear of needles. Don't.
And I'm
Not you.
poor.
I am also poor, but I have one tattoo I want to get, and that's just the Eagle Scout thing on one of my shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
I worked 11 years to get that. I'm getting it on my body.
Next to the Crumpeter.
Right beneath the Crumpeter. You gotta have them priorities straight.
Yep.
That's true.
Praise be to the Lord.
I let it say.
Praise be to corn.
Praise be the
Wow,
Crumpeter.
That's
Brett,
Such a good
you
band.
must be really happy your dad doesn't watch these, huh? He's still a priest.
He's a no. He's a pastor. Priests can't get married.
Okay, pastor. Either way,
There is a difference.
There is
If it's
I
a
mean,
cat-
either
if it's a
way, you
cat-
gotta be happy.
If it's a Catholic priest, you're sworn to celibacy. If you're an Orthodox priest, you can marry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I wonder if most Catholic priests are actually asexual.
I
No.
wouldn't know. I wouldn't know because I was not raised Catholic.
I
You
have
know,
a,
make a
I have
lot
a
of
couple. I have a couple Catholic friends, and all I can really say is, being asexual is an exceptionally rare thing, and for any number of Catholic priests to be actually asexual would be very surprising.
I bet you there's at least a couple.
There might be one or two.
I won't. I'm not saying they're not there. It's just like you'd be hard
It's just
pressed to
like-
find one.
Yeah, I'd be like, if you found one, wow.
I mean, you might have met one, you just might not have noticed.
Yeah,
I guess.
I mean, maybe.
Aren't
Because it's hard to
asexual
tell if
people?
somebody's asexual and
1%.
they're born to tell us BC anyway.
I don't know the numbers of this stuff.
I think they're at least 1%.
Yeah, I mean, it's there's a number to it. There's a number to everything.
Oh, I gotta. Briz, I gotta show you something that Ginger made for me recently.
What is it? Was it the GIF? Because I've seen the GIF.
Never mind then.
The GIF was adorable, by the way.
It really was.
Hashtag vote protect Maeve 2018. 2020. Protect Maeve.
It's almost 2019.
It's just...
Vote protect Maeve, imprison Shadman.
Well, he's already... Well, I've already got him blocked, so that's all... So, halfway
You may
there.
have him blocked, but the rest of the world doesn't. Not yet.
Yeah, once that's been Shadman, that's kind of the end.
Yeah.
I need one more evil thing to give this guy. What's as evil as iPhones?
Ooh, you've not heard of Shadman?
No, she's talking about what to get... No, I'm pretty sure everyone has. She's talking about what another evil thing to give the cat.
Devil's food cake, coffee, literally a still beating
Folgers.
heart.
Give him Folgers. Give him just a thing of Folgers.
You mean Folgers?
Yes.
What's that?
It's a coffee brand.
A Hooters mag.
Really shitty.
No, wait. He's got coffee. That could just be just Folgers. But
No, and no, Briz. Folgers is not the worst. Not when Starbucks exists.
But also,
Starbucks has a couple good things on the menu.
Regardless,
They are way overpriced, but they have a couple good redeemable things on the menu. Dunkin'
so
Donuts, though, that's some good stuff.
In his last hand, if you don't want to just put it into a sling so you don't have to, like, draw as much, like, literally just a porno mag.
Then it becomes NSFW, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You don't have to be very, like, you don't have to be detailed about it. It's just a little figure with 2 round circles that might be boobs.
No, just put a little book with 3 X's on it. Just put a little book with 3 X's on it. That's all you gotta do. You don't gotta illustrate nothing on the cover.
It has to be a different book. It has to be something very overrated.
50 Shades of Grey?
Yes.
I don't know. Something else. There was some other book.
A book from the Twilight series.
I think that's
put in AK-47 in his hand.
Hey.
You could give him like an Art of Steven Universe book, but
he looks like he needs to have a blindfold on. Okay, one of these looks innocent and nice, and the other one looks metal AF, and that's great.
Yeah, that's the point.
I love these two. I want to adopt and protect both of them.
But what's just gonna eat you?
Yeah, well, that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make for cats.
Just have one of his arms be a stump.
No, I know what I'll give him. I'll give him a pineapple pizza.
Oh, yes.
Of course. Why didn't we think of that?
Oh, man.
I like pineapple pizza, though.
Make sure you tag Josh in that when you put this on Twitter just to piss him off.
Excuse me, you're pissing me off. I love Hawaiian pizza.
Yeah, but right now you don't matter for his.
Okay. That's very mean. That is really, really mean, y'all.
That was pretty vicious.
Yeah, I know. I'm kidding. You know I'm teasing, right?
Yeah, I do. That's why I'm messing around with you. Oh, no. Dylan, your warning has come true. I need to get home fast.
Oh, my.
I should not have eaten 5 to 6 plates of dinner.
Oh, dear.
Buffets, man. Buffets.
They had brisket, okay? How was I supposed to not eat 6 plates of it? I paid $10.
You could have had some self-control, I guess.
Eat a salad? I don't fucking know.
I did eat a salad, though.
Neat.
That was plates 5 and 6.
Neat. Get off the call so that you can drive in silence, so that you can focus on not crapping yourself and get home.
Or crashing.
It's not that bad yet. I just know it's going to be coming in the next 20 minutes. And I'm on the final straightaway.
Cool. Might as well hop off now then, so that you can,
All right, everyone. Weekly reminder that Brett has yellow fever. I will be back later.
Alrighty.
So why does he do that?
Do what?
The yellow fever thing.
You didn't know what yellow fever is, right?
Yeah, I do, but
I don't know what. Maybe it was something I dropped in the Discord randomly once. I don't remember. You'll have to explain where that comes from. Besides, what's wrong with liking Asian girls? They're cute.
Oh no, I have no qualms with this. I'm just saying, like, I wonder why.
Yeah, I honestly do not know, man, to be honest.
That's a lot of pineapple. Like,
yeah, well, it has to be evil enough for him to hold it.
that is a lot of pineapple.
Yep.
How likely are you to put a door and window on that so it can be SpongeBob's house?
I don't know. There you go.
I can only imagine what Josh's reaction to that is going to be.
Well, hopefully
why is a demon cat holding a pizza with SpongeBob's house on it?
No, why is a demon? Are they trying to imply that pineapple pizza is satanic?
Maybe.
After all, Josh did come up with pineapple pizza, man.
He did.
Wow. That's upsetting.
Mm-hmm.
I bet it is.
All right.
So I've been playing Diablo 3 again, and I guess I'd call him my step cousin because he's my aunt's kid, but she married into having him, so that. And I've been playing with him. The issue is that he's got to run off a guest account, so he loses everything if he ever stops playing. Obviously, he has stopped playing because I'm doing this. So just whenever he leaves, I just take all his equipment and I just sell it, because as I progress through the game, even if he's restarting on level 1, he's gonna get a shit ton of experience and catch up to me really, really fast, and like still have and get better gear than when he got before. So it's just a cycle. But I'm trying out Demon Hunter for the very first time ever, and and it's fun, but I'm also like, damn, I'm running out of hatred really fast because the rapid fire thing that you get is just too good.
Yeah, for a record, I think Diablo 2 was better.
All right.
Well, it was.
I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing. I played all 3, and I disagree on that front because I prefer Diablo 3, and what I play on is my Xbox because I don't have like a Switch or something like that. So I do Xbox. I'm excited.
You're supposed to play on your phone. Get with the times. Don't you have a phone?
Play on my phone or get a Switch and play it on that. Of course. How could I be so blind? No, but the fact that it came out on phones and came out on the Switch and stuff, despite being an old game, makes me excited because that means there is a chance 4 is kind of on the way.
Really?
Well, yeah, think about it. Like if enough people buy Diablo 3 on any of those through any of those ways and on any of those consoles or media or in any of those ways, right? If he does that, if that happens, the series gets more like gets more traction within everything and stuff like that. So like I forget if no, yeah, Blizzard still owns it. So so Blizzard could decide to do Diablo 4 based on the success of Diablo 3 after its resurgence.
That'll be something.
Yeah.
Although I mean, like that what was that, a press conference they did? Whatever that shit happened, like that was a trash fire. I don't think anyone could debate that.
Yeah.
I mean that was. I mean, although the best thing to come out of that press conference though was finding out that they were going to remaster Warcraft 3, which is my favorite game of all time.
Mm.
A game I have played religiously since I was 15 years old.
Fair enough. I miss Burst Limit. I miss Dragon Ball Z Burst Limit. So let me tell you the story of the most powerful and the most powerful gaming system I've ever had. Well, the second most, because my GameCube still works. So my Xbox 360 only stopped working last year, and it's an original model without the fan of the Xbox 360.
Uh-huh.
It survived me throwing up on it.
Really?
And worked fine. Like 3 weeks after that, I was having I was starting to have a couple issues, so I opened it up and there was damage inside, but it was working. So I just cleaned it and it was fine. And it only stopped because of a power surge that fried the cord.
Wow.
Yeah. Powerful system. Now, my GameCube, same generation of consoles, third generation, bought a week before I got the Xbox. No, way early before I got the... No, yeah, way before I got the 360. Because my 360 was an original run of 360s. I just got it really late. But I got GameCube when it was pretty freaking new, like within the first couple months of release. And it still works just fine.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, obviously not all the games work just fine, and the memory, it's chock full. But like when I got it, I got the Game Boy Player game, which meant that I could play Game Boy Advance games on basically using my GameCube like an emulator.
Mm-hmm.
And that's always been fun. Like this last week, because my Game Boy Advance SP doesn't work anymore, and because I lost my DS charger, I had to, I wanted to play Pokemon Leaf Green, so I was like, fuck it, I'll just use my GameCube.
Uh-huh.
I had a fun week.
Yeah, I always heard the GameCube version of Resident Evil was the better version.
I agree. But yeah, so my favorite fighting game until very recent history, my favorite fighting game that I ever played was Dragon Ball Z Burst Limit. It's a very small cast of characters, and there's only 2 secret character unlocks. Like, because one full playthrough of the game will unlock you every character except for 2 of them, which is Broly, like Legendary Super Saiyan Broly, and Bardock.
Uh-huh.
And to unlock them, you unlock their little stories. And it was such a fun game because small cast of characters or not, that just meant that the characters could just be built well. And it was a fun game for me.
That is pretty awesome.
Yeah. But the downside is in that power surge. Because of that power surge, before that power surge, due to a move, I lost that game. So that sucked. I was very sad. And what I want really bad is, so Xbox has backwards compatibility.
Mm-hmm.
There was no Dragon Ball game that is on the backwards compatibility list. Just none of them are, and I'm very sad because I want to play Burst Limit again, and I can't. I'll spend a day and unlock everything again. It's not hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think I remember my brother having that back in the day. He was, my brother really loved his Dragon Ball Z games.
Yeah, man, I'm a giant anime nerd.
Oh yeah, of course I know that.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about your brother, not me.
Oh.
I am too, though. Yeah.
I used to be. I'm not as much as I still like it. Still like some anime, but not as much as I used to. It's just
my problem is that there's too many good ones, so I'm still behind. Even though I'm trying to watch as many as I can. Like, that's my big issue. What about you, Ginger? What, like, you got any fond memories of like video games or something?
just some interesting ones.
Yeah. Well, stuff for the NES, because my family couldn't really afford anything else.
You know what? Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you told me something like there was like because of like what was it? I want to say boycott, for lack of a better term, that the Soviet Union had on like everything outside of the bloc.
Well, it's more that Nintendo didn't want to sell them anything, probably because they knew that everyone there was broke. So, like, the NES or anything like that never officially came out in the USSR. But there were some pirates who decided that, okay, if no one's gonna officially sell this stuff, we'll do it. And they constructed like a fake NES type of thing, which might have been just a tiny bit more powerful than the actual NES, I don't know. It was actually like a copy of the Japanese Famicom, I believe, rather than the NES sold in everywhere else.
Okay.
And they called it Dandy. But, yeah,
I'm gonna play some Dandy.
You gotta say with a Russian. No. You have to say with a Russian accent, St. Dylan.
All right.
The blood Dundee.
Dandy, that would be.
Jeez. Nice,
Except
that's cool.
the one we had was a pirate version of Dandy, so, you know, it wasn't even... it was a copy of a copy, basically.
That's interesting.
It had all the well, most of the NES games, but not the ones you would expect to find on it. Like Zelda, we didn't have that. Had no idea what that was, but we had Battle City, which I believe was meant to be an arcade game.
Oh shit!
Like the one that wasn't supposed to come out on NES cartridges.
Yeah.
It's a game with a bunch of tanks.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the one that everyone knows. Everyone knows Battle City, everyone knows Duck Hunt. Super Mario, of course. And yeah, Tetris. There was also a circus game. There was a bunch of things. Contra as well. Yeah. And yeah, me and my mom spent an unhealthy amount of time playing all that. Also, Felix the Cat was one of my favorite games on it because, well, one thing that it was really pretty for an 8-bit thing. Like what it did with its color palette made it look like it had way more colors to play with than it did. And also, it was one of the first games I managed to beat. Because before that, I kind of didn't even know you could finish them. I just thought they went on forever. Yeah.
What was the first game I ever beat? I remember right. If it was like 80%, I think it was it was Ghosts and Goblins.
You actually beat Ghosts and Goblins? Like, how old were you, dude?
Like 6.
You were 6 years old and you beat Ghosts and Goblins.
Dude, I didn't do shit with my day. I just played video games. I still do that. I was able to be good. What are you talking about?
I'm just surprised. It's just that everyone knows how hard Ghosts and Goblins is.
Dude, I jobbed that game as a kid. The issue was, though, I got really fucking mad because one of the things with Ghosts and Goblins is that one of the reasons it's such a jerk game is that you have to beat it twice to beat it once, because to lengthen the game like artificially, there's this screen that says like a plan devised by Satan, blah 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 blah, illusion, blah blah blah, keep going. Yeah, I saw that screen and I got pissed, and I think I threw the cartridge against the wall. I mean, the cartridge was like NES cartridge. It was durable enough, but like I was just mad. So I considered myself as someone who beat that game because I beat the game, and then the game lied to me.
Then you beat it into the ground.
Yeah,
Just
and then like 2 days later, I wasn't mad anymore. Then I actually beat it. Like. Yeah,
I used to like the 2-player games on the NES, like the Rescue Rangers, Salamander, or Life Force.
Yeah. What was the first game you think you beat, Brad?
It was Star Wars Starfighter.
Good game.
Yeah, there's some better ones, but it's not bad. But yeah, there was the first time I ever played a game, and it actually was like. It was the first time I'd ever come across. Well, I'm not even sure if it's that hard in retrospect, but I was like 10 years old at the time, so just having to slog through some of the missions felt like it was hard to me at the time.
Right. I think the very first like Star Wars game I ever played, I didn't beat it. But was if I remember right, it was Phantom Menace on the PlayStation. And that was fun because and I could be wrong about the actual game, to be fair, but like it was a drop-in, drop-out co-op game, and it was the first time me and my dad played a game together, so that's why that one's special to me. And we found out, and we accidentally would do all these weird combination attacks. Like one person would chuck his lightsaber at the other, at like Obi-Wan would chuck his lightsaber at Qui-Gon, and then Qui-Gon would smack the sabers together, and then he'd have a double-ended saber like Maul, and you just go through and you would be able to use the force to like chuck things around, but you just mow through everything with your sabers. While Obi-Wan would be stuck using the force, and then his normal attack stuff would just be like the force push, and you just chuck people away from him. It was really cool with like things like that happening, and like you could do the saber throw and a whole bunch of other stuff that was just really neat. And that was the first ever. Yeah, that was the outside of the movies. That was the first. That was like one of the first things Star Wars that I ever experienced. And then after that, ship was sailed. I was into it. You guys have ever have anything like that where it's just like you experience one thing with it and then it's just kind of a part of you now?
Probably, but just trying to think what it would be. I mean, watching cartoons is a thing that I started at one point and still do.
Yeah, I think I saw on Twitter you were going back and forth with Ori. With Ori about how you were kind of a rebel growing up because well, let's just say Ginger did not watch Russian cartoons like all the other kids.
No. I didn't. And one of the kids kind of made jokes or referred to some of the Russian cartoons when they were Transformers on TV, and I'd be like, "What the fuck are you watching and why? What's wrong with you?"
What's wrong with you? What is actually wrong with you? Gundam just came on. Okay, I'm gonna watch that. You go ahead and watch Russian Peanuts.
Well, to be fair, I think I managed to appreciate Russian cartoons more having grown up and them not giving me nightmares anymore.
Oh, I'd assume so.
Because, one thing about those cartoons was that, there were there was one really big animation studio in Russia, and I think it had like little sub-studios all around the Union, and the stuff they would produce, sometimes it would be cartoons for children, sometimes they would try and animate some sci-fi for adults, sometimes it would be a weird thing that looks like someone's final year project in animation. And yeah, but to the network executives, they would just go, "Oh, it's a cartoon, it's for children." They wouldn't care what's in it. They would just put it on for children. But sometimes it would be some really messed up stuff that no child should ever watch.
I bet. That's a great way to filter. Good job.
Yeah, I mean, like I've seen a couple Russian cartoons, and some of them are like they are very abstract and surreal.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah. I think the Animatrix. So the Animatrix was a cool idea. If you ever watched that.
I mostly heard about it. I didn't get to watch it.
It was a series of cartoons in different styles and things. It was
different. Yeah, it was like a bunch of short films about set in the Matrix universe done by different directors.
Yeah, it was really, really cool, and the whole thing was like, yeah, you think Neo's the only person that ever broke free the Matrix? No, here's this dude that was a track star in the Matrix, and he broke out because he literally broke physics. He became so fast and such a well-oiled machine that he broke through the Matrix because he ran too fast.
And his name was Sonic. You're welcome.
Yeah, but like that was one of them, and that was really cool because it's the Animatrix things. Not all of them were like this, but like ones like that had other messages like just be your best person and you will succeed, because that person was so good at what he did that he literally broke out of the simulation.
It's an interesting message that you don't hear a lot.
Yeah. And like another one of the short films was like, what would happen if the humans matrixed one of the robots? That was a really cool one. It was super trippy because they were basically brainwashing a robot, and
A
so
robot
there was just
being an agent or what?
no. It was like a death robot
Right.
was captured, and then they hooked it up to a machine, like by these were people outside of the Matrix. They literally like matrixed the machine into thinking that humans were awesome and stuff like that. And like the ending of the thing is this robot like takes one of the dead people, hooks it back up to the machine, and then hooks itself back up because it liked humans, wanted to keep humans safe, but also became like I'm assuming immediately addicted to like the weird shit in that machine and what that machine would do. Like just look it up, Ginger, and anyone else listening. Like just look it up. It's awesome.
Yeah, I'll get around to it eventually. Actually,
Yeah, no
I want to
rush.
start a channel reviewing cartoons because when I watch cartoons already, like I've done it all the time, I watch it and I analyze it, but I don't really share my findings with anyone. And until Zenolith brings something up, and then I give him a half an hour lecture of what I
Dude,
thought
that'd be
about
fun.
a specific thing.
That'd be so
He
fun.
doesn't
You
wanna
should do
hear
that.
it. Yeah. So I'll get around to that eventually. I have, I think, at least 3 scripts ready to go, pretty much.
Nice.
So.
That'd be interesting.
I did have a blog on Blogspot where I reviewed cartoons like for a short while, but no one was reading it, so I thought, I'm just writing this for myself. This feels sad. But I kind of always I never really watch stuff to watch it. If it's animated, I'd usually just watch it to sort of analyze it, unless it's something really, really good and I really enjoy it, and I don't want to dive into all of these analytics. Though when I
Right.
say analytics, like I don't go too in depth about this film. Well, I thought in the third act it got a bit sloppy or whatever. It's like, well, no. It's like, was I able to enjoy it? And what could be done so I could enjoy it more? Like, what are the similar things? Did I see that did a certain thing better? And sometimes I just like pointing out what's interesting about a particular piece. I don't know. I like talking about cartoons. So it would be nice not to talk about that to myself all the time, or a very unwilling boyfriend.
Okay, how much of this is going to be centered around My Little Pony?
Not a lot. I don't think it's a fantastic show. I think it's okay. It's good, but it's not something that everyone should.
Wait, say what? Friendship is magic, though.
It's okay. The comics are better. It's kind of. I wish they would give friendship lessons a rest, which they kind of did, but they're always trying to actually make something that would teach people how to be better friends, which is all well and good. And I mean, a lot of people can benefit from that, but that's not why I watch a cartoon.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Like, I think that's one of the reasons why shows like the original Teen Titans, right, was so good, because there were lessons about like being better friends, and there were lessons about trying to be okay with who you are throughout, whatever may happen to yourself, right? There are episodes with that core like message. It never shoved it in your face and that be the only thing of quote unquote substance within the episode. They were good. episodes, and it was a good show and stuff.
Oh
like,
yeah, I mean, it's good when you basically teach lessons to the cast, so to say, and if the viewer gets something out of it, well, good.
Exactly.
But mostly you're just developing the characters instead of trying to use the characters as a kind of presentation for the audience to learn something from.
Yeah. And like another great example is like the original Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Aang, because that's the way you say it, not Ong.
Well, no, that movie doesn't exist.
I know,
It's like Portland.
Exactly. Aang. Aang was a sheltered kid because he was a monk from the Northern Air Temple. He was a monk. So he was a really sheltered kid. He ran away. He didn't know a lot about the real world. So he had a lot of actual lessons for the character to learn, which was how he was able to justify teaching lessons that they taught within the show, which is great. And then they did things in that show that a lot of other shows with a main character that, you know, nobody kills and things like that, that they actually made a reason for. Like, they actually talk about it in the show once, like one of the Fire Nation like subordinate people is like, why don't we just kill him? And then like the general that's in charge of that dude is like, if we kill him, he just reincarnates and we don't know who he reincarnates into, and we're back at square -1. Don't be stupid. Catch him, don't kill him.
That's probably the best reason for not killing anyone in any cartoon ever.
I know, right? They gave an actual reason. They explained their reason. There you go.
Yeah. Although, but kind of want to add that this, what you kind of got me thinking there for a second there, Dylan, about how Aang was, was a sheltered kid, and so because he didn't know a lot about the real world, there was a lot. You kind of got a lot of the lessons that you kind of learned a lot of the lessons along with him.
Yeah.
Now I can see kind of a little bit of that with Maeve too. Like I think she was a bit of a sheltered kid growing up.
She's fine. She's got a crazed Seahawks fan that will in fact chuck people across town.
Eagles fan.
Eagles. No.
Oh my.
Wait, no.
Someone's getting chucked across town.
Insert team name here. A crazed sports fan that
just say a crazed ginger ex-marine.
There we go. Yeah, a crazed ginger ex-marine that will in fact chuck people across town if they bother Maeve too much. She's fine.
Yeah. Although I have to wonder, like, does that really work? Because Regina's, I haven't planned on Regina showing up until Volume 2.
Yeah, she struggles till Volume 2, and then her savior shows up.
By that time, Maeve learns to kill zombies all on her own.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's gonna be fun because, like I said, the whole. I mean, Dylan, were you? It might have been.
I was not. I've heard nothing about zombies yet.
Okay, so here's the premise to this little arc, and Brian, if you're listening, you have to be part of this. I need you to be part of this.
Hi, Brian.
And I will get Liz to talk you into it if I have to.
Oh my.
So what happens is that Regina is going to take the girls up to Seattle for what was supposed to be an anime convention. Or something. But here's the thing. When Regina was getting the passes, she was drunk.
Okay.
And so they ended up instead at a furry convention.
Okay.
And they're not going to turn back because they drove all the way up to Seattle from Aberdeen. And 2, Regina's like, I booked the hotel, I paid for all this. No, we're going to set this out. but we're just gonna stay in the hotel room the whole time.
We will go outside and we will watch people in costumes bang, and you will like it, Missy, because I paid money.
No, she's gonna be like, we're gonna stay in the... I already... Just more like, we'll stay... Regina has like a rational fear of furries, so she'd want to keep... So she'd want to stay in. So she's like, we're gonna stay, but we're not leaving the hotel room until it's over.
And then zombies.
Yes, it basically turns into something like Shaun of the Dead. Like, imagine Dawn of the Dead with furry zombies, but with Shaun of the Dead's humor.
Perfect. Perfect. I'm not even joking. That's perfect.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's.
And it gets even better because Regina did not think. Because Regina, forgot to bring her onesie because, well, I say forget implies she meant to bring it. She didn't bring it because she didn't think she was gonna need it.
Yeah, so she's got no murder instruments. So she's.
Oh no! Regina is never without a gun.
Okay, she's got limited bullets though.
Yeah, that's the problem. But she doesn't have the magic unicorn onesie on her.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So, it's Maeve, Regina, and who else?
Jenny and Sadie.
Okay, as long as she keeps 4 bullets in the chamber, because that's Zombie Apocalypse Survivor 101.
Well, it's just in the hotel. It's just like it's only within the hotel. The whole world doesn't become a zombie apocalypse. Just the convention.
Right, but still, you get what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
Shit, zombies. Okay, keep a bullet in the chamber for yourself. It's zombie apocalypse rule like 101 or 102.
Yeah.
So as long as she keeps 4 bullets. Yeah. Yeah. So if she's got a 6-shooter, she's got 2 bullets.
Oh, dude, she's a military woman.
I'm saying, like, just that's math. You know what I mean?
She has a... I'm gonna pull... Brian sent me a document with the... Briz just messaged me, Ginger, asking if the Demon Cat is done. I think he looks mostly done.
Mostly, yeah.
Well, more or less. I mean, his design is done.
Yeah, he just... what else does he need?
I think I think one of his arms still needs to be colored.
Yeah, it's just that. I mean, the red lines are sketch lines, so I'm just kind of going over them.
Okay, here we go. Here is the Regina's sidearm is a CZ75 SP01 Phantom.
Yeah, that's a good sidearm. I'm just saying, just simple gun for simple math. Here you go. That's why I said like a 6-shooter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I do not expect this woman to have anything less than the best she's able to have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Based on what you've told of me alone, or told me of her alone.
Yeah. Yeah, in fact, like, Brian and I were actually talking about something she would probably... Because this was something that kind of occurred to me. If Regina's going to be the resource officer at Maeve's school, she would take the whole "I have to protect these kids" part very seriously.
Oh yes.
So I thought to myself, would she stash guns? Would she? No, that wasn't what happened. Would she be crafty enough to sneak a gun into the school, even if it had a no guns policy?
Oh, that's really easy.
Well, here's the... Okay, now what do you think?
I mean, I would say she totally would, and also, you don't got to be crafty. You just got to do it.
Well, my original thought was she would have a... My original thought was that she would have... She would carry a purse around, but it would be loaded with a gun.
Yeah, that's simple.
Well, no. Brian told me what she would do is she would break in after hours and stash guns all over the building.
Oh yeah, that sounds more like Regina from what you've told me. Just make sure I am never without a gun when I need it.
Yeah.
Also, if she's security, does she need to sneak guns past herself, more or less?
I think it's more of, in case there's metal detectors, she can't just walk with them through the front door.
Okay,
I don't.
see.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's just more like but like like I said, I mean, like I kind of most public schools I think have are like no guns, have like no have like
that's a given. But what I mean is like, if she is security and resources officer and stuff like that, yeah, she can bring guns on the premises because she's the one that has to keep track of who has what and take it.
Mm-hmm.
So if she just has them and brings them, then she knows who brought them and she knows who's going to use it, which is her. So as far as like trying to get it into the building, she has to circumvent typical security, such as metal detectors.
Exactly. Although, I mean, like, would they even let a resource officer carry a gun on school?
Mine did.
I think when I was in high school, we had like an on-duty cop.
Yeah, at the charter school I went to, which was like where at the high school that I graduated from, we had a resource officer who pulled a gun on a kid because of some things I won't get into. But it was allowed, at least at the school I was at, for the resource officer who was not on duty police, but like, he was our main security guy. He had a gun and he would use it if he needed.
Damn.
Yeah. Before anyone asks, no, I was not the person he drew that on. I was a nice boy. When I was mad, I punched trees.
I'm just saying that shit's hardcore though.
Oh yeah, dude.
I mean, I went to public school for high school, and like I said, we had an on-duty cop for security. But no, it wasn't I didn't go to a ghetto school. Like my high school was more or less upper or middle class.
Oh no, I never went to any like ghetto schools either. My charter school was just up in the mountains where you were kind of on your own. If you lost cell service, that was kind of it. You'd die.
Damn.
If it was possible, it was gonna happen. We did go on a lot of nature hikes though. That was really, really fun.
That actually sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
What do they do at your school, Ginger?
Nothing.
Oh.
No security.
No, not really.
Nothing. So no curriculum.
No, like you guys had no security at your school.
Yeah, nothing really in terms of security. We had a nice old-ish lady and a big dog, but the dog was like more or less the school's pet.
No,
and he was really old when I went to school.
That's cute.
But a friend of mine went to school and like close to a train station, and I don't know what it is about train stations in some places that they're just a location you don't want to go to, especially after dark. There's always something dodgy going on in that kind of area. I guess it doesn't apply.
I was going to say bus stations too.
Mm-hmm. And his school was actually like across the road from like a big gypsy colony, and
well, like an actual gypsy caravan.
It wasn't even a caravan; they just kind of settled there for a while. Huh. So yeah, and you could more or less buy drugs on the grounds.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, but I don't know what they did for security, if anything. But they really should have done something.
Good lord, that's terrifying.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that is actually pretty. That is pretty.
Stop trying to beat us. We're trying to be macho. Stop beating us in terrifying stories.
Hey, well, dude, what can we do? We grew up in fucking first world America, while Ginger had to grow up in what was the Soviet Union in its death throes.
Look,
Pretty much, yeah.
hey, it's not my fault that to get to school she'd have to Shoryuken a bear.
She told us. No. She told us bears are their friend.
Yeah. Bears are good.
Yeah, how do you think she tamed it? She just Shoryuken it. It's in your mind now.
Come on. I mean, like, what do you think Zangief does when he's done wrestling bears for practice?
Well, after that he drinks, and then after that he does I forget what the dance is, but like the Russian like dance.
The Cossack dance.
The Cossack dance, and then after that he wrestles people.
Wait, it's not pronounced Cossack?
No, it's because of choke. Well, the thing is that it's basically a cuter name for the same thing.
Oh.
It's either Kazakh or Kazachok.
Okay, so Kazachok.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah. Zangief wrestles bears for practice, and then he drinks with them and does the Cossack choke.
With the president.
With Putin?
With the leader of the Soviet Union. Because that's...
With Putin.
I have not seen any like character trailers where like I'm talking about like old school, like the older Street Fighter games where like his victory thing was like where one of his like victory things for winning the arcade mode was literally him doing that dance with the leader of the USSR.
Let's see, what time was it? If it's Street Fighter 2, what time was this again? The early 90s, right?
So he was dancing with Mr. Gorbachev.
Yeah, probably.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Oh,
and,
then I have to...
and he had and the guy he was dancing with, because I can't say Russian names for shit. He had some moves. He did it too.
Mm-hmm.
I have to find that because that actually sounds funny.
It does sound funny.
Yeah, just do like
Zangief and Gorbachev.
Or like Zangief victory scenes.
They need to do, if Capcom had some balls, they'd do another one, but it's Zangief having knocking back bottles of vodka with Putin.
Yeah.
I don't know if Putin drinks. Probably. It's just that there's kind of two types of Russian people. Well, two prominent types. The ones that never drink, and the ones who can just knock back a bottle of vodka in like a couple of seconds.
So while I was at my dad's, I got this new type of I had this new type of like it was literally moonshine, but it was like strawberry, and then the next day I had like a peach flavored one, and they were good. They came in. We got them in like mason jars at freaking Walmart.
Wow!
Oh my!
Yeah. Speaking
I actually
of
left the mason jars at my dad's though. I was gonna take them and be like, "Hey, I've got mason jars."
Speaking of booze, my friend Van for my birthday gave me some proper 12th, which is Conor McGregor's brand of whiskey.
Solid.
And was it?
I'm gonna tell. This stuff will knock you on your ass if you can't hold your liquor.
Doesn't quite answer my question. Was it any good?
I liked it, but then again I like my whiskey.
I've only had one. I've only ever had whiskey once, and I don't really like whiskey. I like mixed drinks. I like sweetness.
When you say whiskey, do you mean bourbon or actual whiskey?
I've had bourbon. I like bourbon.
Depends. By the way, I just found it, and yes, it was. I found the pack. It was Zangief doing the Kosachuck with Gorbachev.
Oh, it really was. I think
Yeah, that's the one.
Hear that with, put that on your screen.
That's just so fucking funny.
Yeah.
I'm surprised no one's tried memeing Zangief with Putin yet. It just seems like a natural.
Oh, I'm sure they have. You just gotta.
No, I'm looking. I just did a Google image search, Zangief and Putin, And the best I can find is another image of Zangief with Gorbachev, but they photoshopped Putin's head onto Gorbachev.
Hey, I need to see that. I need to know how good that Photoshop job was.
It's not that good, to be honest. Like,
if Putin's face takes up like 3/4 of the picture because they just took like the real sized thing of it, I'll be happy.
It's more like Putin's. It's more like they were trying to make it look like the video game, but it.
Oh no.
Yeah, they were trying to make it look like the game, but it's Putin's head is still too photorealistic.
I need to see it.
I'm trying. Give me a sec.
No.
This is great radio right here.
Great internet. Yeah. Although to be fair, best internet show I would have to say is the Kumite.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have no idea.
I know what a Kumite is, but like, why?
Because the Kumite is like listening to Opie and Anthony.
What? A Kumite is a honorable sparring match.
Kumite is blood sports.
Not what I practiced.
We're thinking of two different things, aren't we?
We very much are. I'm talking about an honorable martial art fight. You're talking about something else.
Yeah, I'm talking about a daily YouTube stream that's hosted by Tonka Saw.
Yeah, no. Oh man, Tonka Saw.
Yeah.
Dude, I have not watched him in forever. I forgot he existed.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm talking. Yeah, the Kumite is still on, and Failure's not on as much as he used to be, but Vamp is still part of the show, I think. For the record, did you also know Vamp has a Twitch channel? It's actually pretty good. And there's the GIF, by the way.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, like I said, yeah, I guess, but still, I mean, like. But still, I mean, the thing is, like, Putin's head still, like, it doesn't quite look like the game, though.
Not quite, no.
That with the audience.
Oh no, I'm actually screen sharing right now, so they can. I'm gonna stop now, though.
Yeah.
So yeah, they totally saw it.
Yeah.
I'm a dork and I didn't actually click on my face, so it wasn't full screen, but they saw it.
All right. That's
actually,
good.
while we're still talking about Russia and video games, Dylan, do you remember Command and Conquer Red Alert 3?
No, I didn't play those.
Okay, well, the third game in the Command and Conquer series had like do you remember back when FMVs were a thing?
Yeah.
This one had FMVs that starred for the three different armies, which was the American army, the Russian army, and the Japanese army, and they had different names in the game, but I don't remember. Okay, so the American army, its commander was Ric Flair.
Okay.
Japanese army commander was George Takei.
All right.
Russian army commander was Tim Curry.
Right.
I'm not upset. I'm very happy by that.
I don't know. I mean, like, you can just imagine it's Tim Curry putting on his best Russian accent.
Is that the one that says acknowledged as acknowledged? That's really putting that in there for some unknown reason?
I don't know, but I've heard. I think the only other time Tim Curry did something like that was in Congo.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like.
Although I don't think the acknowledge was from the commander; it was from who was
one of the units. Who knows? But yeah, I didn't play Command and Conquer 3 though. I just know about the FMV scenes. But But here's the thing, though, is it's like Tim Curry doing a Russian accent is just imagine a guy with his voice just trying to sound like he's Russian.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like everyone knows what Tim Curry sounds like, right?
Mm-hmm.
More or less. I remember some of his films. Well,
yeah. So
it's just that we rewatched some recently. I'm just trying to remember what his voice was.
Let's see. What's something he might have been in?
He was in Clue, the movie.
I remember him from I remember him from It.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of things he's been in, actually.
I think I remember his voice, but not to a point where I could say, "Oh yeah, him putting on a Russian accent." Can't see that happening. Mostly because putting on a Russian accent isn't that much of a big deal, I think. It's when they actually start speaking Russian. That's when it gets clumsy, but an accent...
Okay, so as long as they're just trying to affect an accent, it sounds okay.
Yeah.
I can see that.
So,
that's, was it Mickey Rourke in Iron Man 2?
Yeah, Mickey Rourke. Yeah, Mickey Rourke in Iron Man 2. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was playing Whiplash.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whiplash was awesome.
I heard he did a lot of research and his accent sounded really good, but when he actually spoke Russian for a bit, I was like, ooh, points for trying. He was actually trying, and like a lot of other Hollywood people. So yeah.
Points for trying, but get back in class, you dummy.
I don't know. It's just that I don't think it's something you could really master within the time you have to prepare for a role. Which makes me sound pretentious, I don't know.
No, I understand.
It's that bit that breaks immersion for me, not when they attempt an accent.
I don't disagree with you. I mean, like, I've seen, like, you remember, Dylan, like, you remember, like, Jurassic Park, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, do you remember how, even though Sam Neill was doing his best to sound like he was American, he was doing a really bad job at hiding his Kiwi accent?
The fact you still just say the fact that you just call it a Kiwi accent is the best. But yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Those were great.
Yeah.
It made him sound really cool, though. Let's be real.
I guess.
Because it was like, I have never been to another country, but I have family that have, and I know people, and I have had friends that have before, and like if you spend like 2 or 3 years, as per their words, if you spend 2 or 3 years in like another country, it is very possible, like very, very possible, and it happens quite frequently for you to just start speaking like everyone else around you. Because it's just what you hear for like 2 years, 3 years.
By that logic, then I should sound like everyone from Washington.
Because that's a different country from the rest of the U.S.
Well, there are different accents.
Yeah, they have like 200 different accents, I'm told.
I think that the reason, but you're not on your own. When you wake up and you come home and everything, you are surrounded by your family, which are from, who came from exactly where you came from. You know what I mean? So you are still at the core of your day-to-day life. You are surrounded by your family, who are not from Washington. Like
not necessarily. Oh, by that, I'm the only one out here right now.
Yeah. But like I had one of my cousins lives down in Louisiana, and he is from Oregon, and for the first like 8 years that I knew him, he sounded like an Oregonian. And then
now he's got like a Cajun thing going or something.
And now he just sounds very, very different.
I just sound weird wherever I go. So it's just something I have to live with.
You sound
to
fine.
Russians, to Lithuanians, to everyone, especially to the British.
You sound fine.
Yeah.
It's good, thank you.
Yeah. Actually, I mean, that's actually pretty interesting because, like, I think actually, now that I think about it, that one of my guy I used to work with named Bruce, like, he told me, like, my dad was from Michigan, and the way you just say your O's and everything, that's exactly like the way he says it.
You know, it's the weirdest thing about this whole accent thing for me is that, you know, when you hear your voice in a recording, and usually it's, you know, unsettling because you sound different to yourself.
I guess.
Well, to me, I managed to kind of filter out my own fucking accent.
Really?
And, yeah.
Yeah, that's just something you've been. That's the thing. Everyone, as I've never done voice acting, but as I understand it, like just getting comfortable with your own voice and stuff, and being able to filter it out to yourself, it's a big deal. And people that manage to do it become extra successful, extra fast because they're not set and guessing themselves when they're trying to sound like someone or make it or do a specific voice.
Oh, when I say filter out, I mean I don't hear it. It's there, but I don't hear it.
Right.
So,
that's also what I'm kind of saying is that even if it's there or not, if you're able to filter that out, then you can do like as I understand it, if you can filter it out yourself, then that means that you can
turn off your phone.
It mostly means that I'm oblivious to it, not that it doesn't exist. So I don't think I can do much. It's just that, you know, I sound a lot more normal to me than I actually do. And, you know, sometimes I can exaggerate my accent for a comedic effect. But just when I hear myself talk and record it, I kind of go like, oh, God. Well, this is a really thick accent, so I wonder if I exaggerate it, does it even make a fucking difference? So, yeah, it's kind of gotten to a point where I have no idea what I sound like until I hear it. Because to me, it's a lot more mild and pleasant version of what it actually is.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't mind listening to your accent. I mean, like for one thing, you have pretty good English.
Oh, thank you. People always say that. It's well, the thing is, I'm bilingual, so I kind of speak both languages equally well, and my vocabulary is kind of equally limited in both. It's not that I know more words in Russian, it's just that there'll be some words that I know in English, but I've never, like, addressed that topic in Russian, so there I won't know them. It's more or less equal.
What?
It's just that in English I sound like an idiot. And people, like, tend to assume that, you know, it's okay, you're a foreigner. I'm like, oh, I don't want to be. Yeah, in Russian, like, I don't really keep up with what people are doing with the language, so, like, they start speaking in slang, and I'm like, okay, I was aware of slang like 5 years ago. I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. I'm not in on the joke anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there was this one guy I worked with. He was a Mexican. Interesting thing about him though was that the way he grew up, he said he kind of learned how to speak both languages wrong. So when he when he would speak in Spanish, he sounded like he was talking with an American accent, but when he speaks in English, he sounds like he's talking with a Mexican accent.
I'm kind of like that as well. Because, like, when I speak Russian, I tend to sometimes make mistakes, and I do have an accent. I have an accent in every language I speak, and I don't know, just being a foreigner everywhere you go gets a bit tiresome. People just expect you to tell them about, oh, where are you from? Oh, what's it like? It's like, I don't know. I've been there for 10 years. I have no idea.
I was a foreigner for a while. Used to live up in Canada. That was about 8 years of my life. Amazingly, I did not pick up I wonder if I don't remember it now, but I have to wonder if I'd picked up much of a Canadian accent while I was living there, because I was like really young at the time.
Maybe. I mean, I know someone in the UK who, like, he's from the northern part, but then his family moved down south, and there everyone was giving him shit for sounding like he's from the north. Then they moved back. Now everyone's giving him shit for sounding like he's from the south. So yeah, it's just something that's always gonna be with you.
Maybe I had one at one point, but I just don't. But I probably lost it over time.
Maybe. I think that maybe people in the UK like picking up on accents more than other people do, because I mean, there's a guy I know who's from Liverpool.
Okay.
But he doesn't have that typical accent, so people keep asking what country he's from, and they're expecting him to say Norway. I don't know why.
I am the back.
Hey, yeah, I think I've always, one thing I've always run into is that when Americans try attempting English accents, they just cringe at it.
Oh, I got nah. I didn't even try.
Is it because you didn't want to sound like you were trying?
No, I didn't feel like trying.
No, it's just like every Brit I've come across when you try attempting, okay, I don't know, I can't speak for you, Ginger, but in my experience, every time I've tried attempting a British accent around a Brit, they cringed.
Well, they will.
Yeah. We just Americans say everything the right way. Brits say it wrong, and they get offended.
Oh my! Shots fired.
Yeah. And you know who won when those shots were fired? America.
Some reason it's called English and not American.
We speak Americanese, all right? It is rooted in English, but it's better.
We call it
yeah, I guess you can say that you're better at speaking Americanese than the English are.
better at speaking American. Yes, yeah. And if Sam was in here, he'd be giving you so much shit just because he's like, I mean, he's a Kiwi, but he's a Kiwi that's loyal to the crown. If you get my meaning.
Mm-hmm.
Well, car sonnet. All right. Yeah. Jokes aside, I don't care.
I know. Oh man, I remember one time. Crap. Fuck. Train of thought. Train of thought gone. Shit.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Rip.
By the way, the cake guitar looks exceptionally metal.
Oh yeah,
excellent.
And after I came back in, and I just saw the arm. I assume his lizard arm that has the heart. It looks pretty much done, and it looks amazing. In particular, because
he looks like a demonic version of the Cheshire Cat.
Yeah, it's great. He's got the just biggest toothy shit-eating grin ever. He's like, yeah.
Well, awesome. I'm gonna render both of them some more afterwards because I intend to make them into stickers.
Good.
And if no one objects, I shall stick them on my Redbubble
Hey, go ahead.
Yeah, no, this is part of the this is part of Mave merch.
No, it's not. It's Ginger's personal Redbubble.
Yeah, it is. But you know, if you want to sell these as well, I'm okay with it.
I don't know. I mean, like, well, where would I put them in Changeling? That's the question.
You'd make stickers within Changeling, and you'd stick it on Andy's.
Exactly.
You know, that's a. Well, you know what? Save these as like PNG files, and then stick them on. And I don't know, stick them on one of her notebooks or something. It's like it'll be like a little in joke.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. And anyone who watches this podcast will see where that came from.
Yep.
Yeah. Subscribe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Please don't. I don't make content. I'm doing this because
I feel bad for not having seen it.
Yeah. Well, you're doing this because my channel got hit with a strike, and you're a bro.
Yeah. 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 Sen is kind of mad at me because I try too hard for you guys.
Seriously.
Yeah. The last week when I did this for you, she's like, "You don't get paid enough," and I'm like,
"You're not getting paid. There's no money on this. Even if we had super chat enabled."
I know. I'm not saying I need to be. I'm saying like I deal with amongst my friend group all of their issues.
Oh yeah. Okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you did have super chats, that wouldn't be a bad thing. If there was like thousands of people watching, that wouldn't be a bad thing. No,
Do it.
We'll make that happen.
Unfortunately, we can't pull in Medicare numbers because, oh my god, that guy can get like, what was it? I think he can get like 20,000 people on his stream.
Maybe you should piss him off.
No!
Piss them off, get viewers, they like us.
No, piss off Jim. That's just like that. You know, if I piss off Jim, and then that's like signing my death warrant. It's like,
hey man, controversy breeds success. Haven't you ever watched Velicify, the best worst PokeTuber ever?
No, I have not. And by the way, if anyone wants to say controversy creates cash, that was said by Eric Bischoff, whom, may I remind people, ran WCW into the ground with how he spent money.
No, yeah, that's true.
Cash with him, I guess.
Yeah.
He didn't care otherwise, probably.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, he was spending money left and right, thinking it was going to pay off, and it did not.
No.
Oh my.
I think the tail in particular is one of the coolest part. Like, there's so much that's just awesome about Cake Tar here.
Crumpeter might be a bit upset. Like, oh, I'm just nice.
I'm just here, I guess.
Crumpets and sanitizer.
Yeah, he's a good old boy. He's a kind of soul, and this guy's just like, and this guy's like, fuck yeah, debauchery, metal.
Pineapple on your pizza.
Chocolatey through a guy's skull. Anarchy. Like that's this guy, and he's just like, and then Crumpeter here, and then the Crumpeter is just like, I mean, I got crumpets and I'll make sure your hands clean, I guess.
Well, I guess the Crumpeter is there to keep Doug at bay. We can get too gross.
Yeah, like I said, for the record, I can agree with Doug to enable public bathrooms are filthy, but dude, at least carry around a bottle of hand sanitizer.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I say that as someone who used to have to clean public bathrooms.
Oh.
Yeah,
I've heard horror stories. I can't even imagine what you've seen.
I've seen things that don't look like they should have been able to come out of a human body. Let's just say I'll just say this: the most shocking thing I once saw when I was working, when I was a janitor.
Mm-hmm.
What I assume to this day was a turd the width of my forearm.
Ooh.
I mean, I've shat logs, but damn.
Yeah. Like I said, things that don't look like they should have been able to come from a human body.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
Clean at the late. Now say like I was a janitor at a retail chain. So here's where I'm leading into the next one. Clean at the women's bathroom was always fun because the women had sticky fingers, if you get my meaning.
What could you steal from a public toilet?
They weren't stealing from the bathroom.
Hmm.
They were stealing from the store and trying to hide the evidence in the bathroom.
Right.
Most of the time, it was either little bottles of liquor or pregnancy tests.
Are you sure they were stolen and not just used?
They were. Considering they stuffed the boxes into the little garbage can and inside the stall. Yeah.
Well, all right then. I think the best part about that is that they thought it would work, and then they'd obviously come back. Would try to come back later for that stuff. They would just be gone, and maybe occasionally they'd see you putting it back on the shelf or something.
No, dude, no. That's not what happened. Like they would take, like I said, it was either liquor. It was either small bottles of liquor that they would drink, or pregnancy tests they would use.
Yeah, no.
Because they would.
I didn't hear the liquor part being drank. I was like, oh, you could put that back on the shelf. They might see that occasionally.
They wouldn't, no, but yeah, like those were the two most common items I would have to fish out of the women's bathroom was tiny bottles of liquor or the boxes for pregnancy tests.
Ew.
Yeah,
the idea of something being fished out from there and put back on the shelves. Yeah, that's sounded kind of
gross. Yeah. I'm pretty sure if you had to, let's just say the store policy is if you had to fish it out of the garbage, you would have to write it off as claims. Which, yeah. Doesn't matter how good in condition it was. The rule is it's kind of like if someone, you have to ask yourself, if I was a customer, would I want to buy this?
Yeah. The answer is, you thought.
Yeah.
Maybe in some places the rule is what the customer doesn't know doesn't make a lawsuit.
I guess, but let's just say mine likes to avoid lawsuits.
Yeah.
That's good. That's comforting.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what I had. But yeah, that's what I would put up with. Like, I think my worst day on the job was this one time a sewer pipe broke.
Oh no.
And there was a lot, and the bath, I can't remember if it was the front bathrooms. And the entire floor got flooded with, let's just say, filthy water.
Oh my.
Oh no.
It took hours to clean that up. It was it was legit.
That's
my worst.
terrible.
Yeah, it was legit the worst day I ever had on that job.
I believe it. Holy shit.
Yeah, so many. Oh, and I think the worst part was like how many times customers would break the toilet.
Oh no.
Did they keep finding new ways to break the toilet as well? Just to
Yeah, it's just like it just felt like every other. As soon as we got the plumber to fix the toilet, they just break it again. And by the way, it was a bitch to get the plumber out because I don't know how plumbers work out in the UK, Ginger, but out here, plumbers, they charge for fucking everything. They charge for the time it takes them to get to your place. They charge you for the equipment. They charge you for the time it takes them to do the job. They charge you just for showing up.
Yeah, it's some bullshit.
How does one even break a toilet?
You flush enough crap down in the pot, and it just gets backed up to all hell.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I've clogged toilets. Breaking them is another matter.
Especially if you flush stuff that should not be flushed.
Yeah. I don't even want to think about that.
Yeah. Though to be honest, I think the worst thing I ever dealt with on that job. Maybe not the worst thing, but it's just like something I wish I never had to have. I would have been better off had I not seen it happen.
Mm-hmm. Did you walk in on a blowjob?
I walked in on a guy. No, I walked in on a. I had the misfortune of watching a guy shoot up heroin in a bathroom stall.
Yeah, no, that's bad.
Yeah. 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 And not just that, dude. It's like I think there was one time before I started my shift.
Mm-hmm.
I was walking across the parking lot and I found like a pile of what had to be 30 or 40 used needles just laying there.
Lovely.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, let's just say working. Doing janitor work at the place I work at. Had some interesting. I've had some interesting stories working there, and I'm just glad I'm not a janitor there anymore.
I bet.
Yeah, right now my job is unloading freight.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay, Dylan, how about you? Do you have any like terrible work stories?
Which job do you want to hear about? I worked in packaging. I worked at a cookie dough factory. Obviously the therapy stuff. Yeah, those are like the three big ones where I do have stories. So,
Do you have anything that can top any? Do you have anything that can come close to what I've had to experience being a janitor?
I assume therapy stuff you can't really talk about.
Well, technically, I mean, I don't work there anymore because of dumb shit. So, yes and no.
That's like you can't tell something and make it obvious who that person was.
Yeah.
Sure.
I say yes and no because I don't work there anymore. Some dumb things happened, and I don't want to get into them because it's absolutely stupid.
Mhm.
Yeah, but no, I wouldn't tell those stories anyway.
We'll just take the therapy off the table.
Yeah. So at the cookie dough factory I used to work at, which was actually my first job ever, was it was a vegan cookie business. For a while, they had to close their doors because of because of stuff. It wasn't this, but I got run over
Okay.
for the second time in my life there. So I've been run over. I had been run over like the week before this happened. That was an experience. I guess to range rate the two and explain why they were different and stuff. The first time I was hit by like a Subaru not going very fast at almost midnight, and I was more or less like undamaged. I had like dislocated my kneecap, and then on impact with the asphalt relocated, which allowed me to walk, and gashed up my elbow a bit. Other than that, I was pretty much fine, and I was able to walk and things. And yeah, I was hit by our delivery truck and stuff at that job, and he was not going really slow, and it was the owner's son. It was bad because so the slow moving car, like the Subaru, launched me like 5 feet, and I skid on the ground and shit like that. This was me walking. It was right after a shift, and I was walking back to clock out after like changing out of my dirty like coat and like apron and things. I still had like the shoe sleeves, and the reason we had shoe sleeves while walking on asphalt and not just wearing like different pairs of shoes is we had different pairs of shoes, and when we had to go from building to building, we had these shoe sleeves on so that we wouldn't get cookie dough on the asphalt, because you would need a power washer, and it would take forever to power wash off the asphalt, even freshly like stepped on there. Issue, there's like no traction for you because you've got the cookie dough, which makes it hard for your shoes to get traction on the sleeve, and then the sleeve on the asphalt gets like no traction. So you're getting no traction on no traction. It's absolutely terrible. He had decided to put on his music and stuff, and he wanted to be a rapper, and he still does. So he was listening to, he was like rapping along with some Eminem, and then he hit me going like 40, as opposed to getting hit by like by less than 10 miles the previous week. So I got hit by a way bigger car moving like 4 times the speed, and unlike the and both times I was completely blindsided, to be fair, but in the second instance I had no way to actually get enough leg movement and feet speed due to what my footwear was to actually evade this. So yeah, so I kind of flew on that one, and that sucked. And then like 3 months later, they closed down because of other reasons. Yeah, the people there at that place was really nice, but no, none of my like all my bad stories are physical based, where I just suffered major physical trauma. nothing is on the level of that stuff though that you were sharing.
So nothing where you've had to
No.
your stories are like where you've seen things you could where you've just
Pretty sure I saw God that second time, but it was just the office dog's face being with my very dazed brain trying to figure out what I was looking at.
Wow. Yeah. So we even ask you about your work horror stories, Ginger.
I don't know. I mean, my horror stories mostly based on the fact that I wasn't very well compatible with some of the jobs I did. Like, my first one was working in a Subway, selling sandwiches, and that whole serving customers, talking to people all day. That I find kind of terrifying. But actually, the customers were probably the best bit of the whole deal, and everything else was much worse. That's basically the team that I had. That's I guess they were getting kind of bored with the job they were doing, and they had to make it more interesting. And at one point we got like a letter from not the area manager, but someone who worked with them. And that said, it has come to my attention that someone in this place is being bullied, blah, blah, blah. And that's bad, and we'll be having talks. And I thought, okay, sure, I wonder who that is. And just fucking turned out it was apparently me. I was like, what, really? I'm being bullied? I don't know. I told the manager, like, why me? And she said, well, bullying is when people don't want to talk to you, that counts as bullying as well. I was like, okay, if they don't want to talk to me, I sure as hell don't want to talk to them either, so that's like a win-win situation. Because, the rest of them were, I don't know, the kind of people who enjoy going to clubs and drinking and stuff like that, and I'm more of a nerd. And so, and there'd be a lot of very uncomfortable situations that just popped up. And, that was fucking terrible. I hated it. And then I went to work in a factory. I was packing tomatoes, and I thought it was fucking awesome. I mean, I was still kind of sad that I wasn't doing anything meaningful with my life, and that's, I had no time to draw or anything like that. But compared to working on that Subway, the whole tomato gig was pretty nice. But eventually I went to university, so that ended my tomato packing career. And now factories won't employ me anymore.
Damn.
Yeah. No, I did other stuff I did like bits here and there. I did some renovation work at one point.
Well, I technically gave her a job, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. And that's really awesome. I'm doing something I like for once in my life.
Even though $1 doesn't go very far in the UK. It's money, though.
Yeah, that's true. But,
It's an existence.
So everyone should support the Patreon.
Yes, please.
Well, that's what I have. That's what I put you and Clay on, Dylan.
Better burps for higher subscriptions. I don't know.
So that sounds like a sound marketing plan. I'm convinced.
Basically, yeah. Well, what I need Dylan and Clay doing is going through I need them to go combing the. They need to be combing. I mean, the Twitters and the DeviantArts and the other social medias, looking for, trying to look for anything that kind of is relevant to the book, like urban fantasy, young adult fiction.
I don't get paid enough for this shit.
But what else are you doing?
Working on figuring out why my health care doesn't work anymore and getting Social Security payment. That's currently what I'm doing at IRL.
You could be helping me. That's all I'm saying.
I think you need more motivation to really dive into this.
I mean, if we want to really talk about it, we can, but so as Brett knows, and I think Ginger knows, could be wrong, I used to work as a therapist and counselor. And I don't anymore because I got fired for something I didn't do. There were allegations set against me. I will not name names. I will not name businesses. I am above that. But there were allegations said about me that I had been physically and emotionally abusing clients. Very not true. I pretty much didn't fight it out of pure shock that it was even a thing that was being said. So I am probably never again able to do my passion legally. And then really also, if you think about it logically, due to what was said about me, there's very little chance of me getting an actual job. So I'm stuck with the last kind of thing I can do, which is get Social Security. And then which only actually takes effect after my birthday, because I'm 21. So when I'm 22 in March, if I don't get declined the first time, I will be given back payment, and I will be getting monthly payments after that. If I am declined the first time, I'm able to have a lawyer, which is nice, because then that will assist me in this endeavor. But it will also give me more back payment, but it also means, don't get paid for longer. That's the Social Security part. The healthcare part is after turning 21, you don't get, if you're on a family health plan, that stops happening, so you need to be on your own. And for some reason, the online stuff I did, and my mother, who's a very intelligent woman, helped me with, it didn't go through, and I've gotten no emails or anything. I don't know what we did wrong, if we did anything wrong. So, yeah. So that's why I'm like, I could help you, Brett, but I'm going through shit right now, too.
Yeah. Which is I gotta do it all by myself, which, fine, I was doing it all by myself anyway, basically.
Yeah, and I am sorry, but it's also like, there are reasons why I'm saying the jokes of like, you should pay me and things, because I kind of need it.
If I could pay you, I would.
Yeah, I know, and if you could pay me, I wouldn't accept it. That's why I'm making the jokes, because there is no way I'd let you pay me. You're my friend.
Thanks. Yeah.
Well, I think it got very sad and real all of a sudden.
Yeah, it did. Feels bad, fam.
Yeah.
I mean, that just sucks. Now you can't. That was. Yeah, I mean, like, how do we lighten the mood now?
This art, though.
True.
Yeah.
I get onto the Crumpeter now.
Yep, you are on the Crumpeter now, and it looks awesome. He's real colorful.
The Crumpeter looks like, I don't know, for some reason he looks like he might be a Himalayan.
He looks in pain, and I remember that we talked about like that being kind of the case last week, where it was just like he looks just in pain and unhappy, and then you compare that to a cake tart next to him, and he's like, my life is great.
Well, the Crumpeter is in pain because he feels pain every time someone chooses coffee over tea. And cake over crumpets.
Meanwhile, he's just like, oh, you chose that? Okay, heart's out now. Ha 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 ha. And that's cake tart right there.
Yeah.
It's like every morning that Zenith has his coffee instead of a nice tea. That's the Crumpeter going, aww.
Oh man, I'm addicted to coffee. I feel bad for the Crumpeter.
Coffee's I love coffee.
Yeah, coffee.
I was trying to sell Zeno on trying to move out here with Ginger to Washington.
Okay, and I bet 3 out of your 10 points they required was coffee.
Coffee and marijuana.
Fair.
Well, those were your selling points.
Yeah.
I think.
And that was the packaging job I was in.
You packaged marijuana.
Yeet.
Oh my.
It's legal. I can talk about it. It's legal. Fuck it.
Yeah. I'm not saying you can't. It's just like, wow, I actually want to hear about what it was like working in a place where you package marijuana.
I worked for my dad, so I worked for my stepdad, so it was very lax. Back when I was this was before I was 18 and before the law change where you had to be 18 or older to work in that business. I used to like wash the equipment and the dishes and stuff and it was a major process. You first had to soak everything in rubbing alcohol and to get like this weed oil wax stuff off. Like that would get like the big chunks and things off, and then to get the alcohol off, you had to put vegetable oil on it. And then the only way to get the vegetable oil off was to rub it with soapy water, like hot soapy water. And you have to do that like twice with like everything, especially the big stuff. That sometimes that was like, okay, you just soak that alone. And it was a big process. I had like, by the end of it, I think I had like 3 different sinks that I was just in charge of and ran things and did this in. Because I used to have this just a tub, and that's where I put the rubbing alcohol. But then as just time went on, I needed more room for that. So I just got a sink, just this big sink. And that was just the rubbing alcohol sink. And then the next one was just soap sink. And then the next one, and yeah, was that. It was a process. It was fun. And again, lax, every day I just came in, turned on music, and cleaned. And then on top of those, I had general janitorial duties where I would do things. I'd take out the trash, clean, scrub down the floor, etc. So that was pretty much that. And then occasionally, current era, when he needs it, I will assist in packing up the product and stuff now, but that's just when he needs it. It's not an actual job.
That's it. That's kind of interesting though. I mean, I would assume more like you would like you'd tell stories about how easy it was to get just like a I don't know, like an accidental high or something.
Oh, dude, no, I do not smoke often at all. I don't see the point. I am desensitized. I am completely desensitized to it because of who I live with. I do not see the point.
You've been around pot for so long, you don't even. But
I don't care. On top of that, I don't get high easy. Edibles are a different story. I have a very scary story about edibles and myself, and I'll share that next. But like, I don't smoke. The edibles thing. So how edibles were explained to me when I was doing this, or like to set this up. Have like 2 or 3, then like in an hour or 2, you'll probably feel something. Okay, I have 2 or 3, and these are like gummy. These are like pot gummies, and they got a huge THC content. In them, like huge, very, very heavily drugged. I had like 2 or 3. It's 3 hours later. I feel nothing. I just have, and then I had like 10 just all in one go. Because I was like, fuck, it's doing literally nothing. I'm just gonna go big. 1 a.m. rolls around and I am numb and can't feel my body move. And this was back when my loft bed was downstairs in an actual loft bed. Now it's just a desk and it's upstairs and the roof's too small and shit like that. So it's not an actual lofting bed. It got like entirely redone. So what happened there was I fell out of my loft bed. It just hit the ground and then was like, but I didn't feel it. I felt nothing. And I just felt like I was, like I said, my body didn't move unless I was seeing my arm move. I didn't know if it was moving. I couldn't feel, I'm touching my face right now. I couldn't feel that. I didn't feel like I was moving my head. None. I was essentially paralyzed from the everywhere down. I was 100% like conscious of everything. I wasn't asleep. You know, I was conscious of all of my movements, but it didn't feel like it was moving. Like I said, if I didn't see my hand, I would assume my hand wasn't moving.
Wow.
Yeah. Like that one was scary. So I don't eat edibles anymore.
Damn, that does sound pretty damn scary. Because like about the only experience I had with ever smoking pot was when I was at a friend's house down in the place that does not exist. They were offering it to me, and I was a guest at their place, so I took it to be polite. And I'm just sitting there, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, why do people hype this stuff up?
Right.
Yeah, and it's just, but the next morning, I think I did get a bit of the munchies because I had a pretty big, because right before I got out of the place that does not exist, I stopped for breakfast, and I had the biggest thing they had on their menu.
Yeah, so you had the same thing I did. So the first time, there's this place, or there's this event that happens every summer here in Oregon called String Summit. I'm sure you've heard of it, Brett. And big time hippie festival. And I work there every year with my mom and stuff, and for mom. It's just a dust bowl, and people are there really nice, obviously, and a bunch of and yada yada yada. The first time I ever actually had an edible was there. I had legit pot brownies. and this obviously the story with the gummies was way later, but like yeah. So I had the pot brownies, and it was after shift. I waited till after shift along with my stepbrother, and then nothing was happening. It was like 3 hours later, so we just took a nap, and then I woke, and what happened to you, Brett, and what happened to me was we got high in our sleep, so we woke up. In my case, I woke up high. You had the munchies from after no longer being high, is what you had.
Interesting. Really?
Yep.
Like I said, that happened to me. I got stoned that night, fell asleep, and then woke up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You slept through your high, woke up, and had the munchies. That's what you had. I woke up, was still high, and then later had the munchies. That's what happened to me. Also, I found out that weekend that I am a savant when it comes to chess, but only when I'm high. I'm terrible at chess, but when I'm high, I'm a god.
Wow.
I just make moves no one in their right mind would play because I'm not in my right mind, and I win because of it. Because it makes people second guess all of their decisions because I'm just going this, blah, 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 blah.
Okay, so it's
just
not that
a
you're...
thought. Maybe a certain factor there would be that you're playing against people who are high as well.
No, my sister that entire weekend touched nothing. She has a much bigger pothead than I am current day, but she was too young, and there was no way she was going to have any yada yada yada. She's really good at chess. She's really good at chess, and I've never beaten her until that weekend, and I did it consistently. And it was only on the day that I had those pot brownies.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, I was doing things like that people just don't do. Like, I was like, all right, I'll move this pawn here because I'll know what die that I can kill with my pawn. Like, I would just go kill for kills sometimes, or I would be like, okay, and then because of that, it would be, my sister would be completely distracted by one sided thing, and then I'd end up with like 3 queens because 2 of my pawns got to the other side, and then basically became queens. And I would just have this huge advantage over her, and win in like a couple turns after that. Strats with Dylan.
So I'm guessing the moral of the story, Dylan, is if you're gonna do pot brownies,
make sure it's with others, at some type of festival so that you don't feel guilty, and do it, and then afterwards stimulate your brain so that you can figure out what you're good at while you're not functioning at full capacity.
Yeah.
I remember hearing a story of a guy who was addicted to weed for a while, and he managed to get off that. But the first time that he smoked pot was when he was in school, and he didn't get high or he got really sick. But like the second he got better, he just really wanted to smoke more.
Yeah, because he had withdrawals.
Yeah. I don't know. To be honest, I don't have a very favorable opinion of the whole thing, but not to everyone's responsible for what they do to themselves.
Yeah, although like I said, if you're gonna do stuff like pot, be responsible about it.
Yeah. again, do it with others who may or may like some who are and some who are not doing it, because then you will be safe.
More or less.
Yeah.
Wholesome advice from Christian people. Woo.
I am not Christian. I am raised Christian. There is a difference.
I am. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm. Yeah, although I definitely am. So wait, does that include you too, Ginger?
What? In what way?
You being Christian.
No, I'm not.
You're all alone now. It's 2 against 1. Get him.
I'm pretty sure you're more. Oh, actually, I don't know what you guys are because I never bothered asking.
I heard a different thing recently, but I guess technically I am agnostic.
Yeah.
Because if there's a God, cool. If there's not, okay. But I just really do not care, and I think that was the thing, because that was like the difference. I was told, like, there's like, if you're agnostic, you care both ways.
Well, what I've been
is what I was told, and I'm like,
way I understand it is, if you're agnostic, you could believe there's a God, but you don't. You could believe a God exists, but you don't know for sure.
Yeah, you don't know for sure, and you're okay with him not being there because of that.
Whereas if you're an atheist, you flat out don't believe in a God of any kind.
Yeah, and I am not an atheist, and I'm not agnostic. I literally do not care.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I mean that's fine. Like I said, I didn't bother asking because, and to be honest, it didn't really matter to me anyway.
It doesn't matter, yeah.
It didn't really matter to me. I'm not one of those. I'm not a pearl clutcher who thinks I can only be friends with other Christians. And I'm not the evangelizing type either. Let me put it this way: if people ask me if I'm the preachy type, I'll say, I'll give you my dad's number. That's what he does for a living.
Fair enough.
That's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
Or give them Doug's Twitter.
No. No, seriously, I'd sooner send them to my dad than Doug to Nabal. It's just
That's a wise choice, I would say.
Yeah. But yeah, that's more. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I mean, like, I'd say, actually, would we say Kektar and Crumpeter are finished?
At this stage, I would say. I mean, I do intend to make stickers of them, so.
So their I guess final versions will be a little bit different, but this is their drawings, I guess.
They'll be pretty much that, except with outlines. And I'd put them at higher resolution to do that.
You know what kind of interests me about the way you color your drawings, Gingers? They always kind of look like they also look like they're kind of painted.
They really do, and it's really cool. Like,
I'm glad you like it.
Out between these two, I can't decide if the more, I guess I'd call it colored pencil, because that's what the different, like, that's how the lining reminds me of for the Crumpeter. I can't decide if I like the colored pencil ish thing of the Crumpeter, or just the Kekter. Just look at him. I just realized it too. His keytar is a butcher's knife.
Yep.
Holy shit, you're right.
It is.
Yeah. I just realized that. That's really cool. Okay, yeah, the character wins. I didn't notice that till now. He wins.
A
Yes.
butcher's knife or a cake knife? It can be both.
She's right.
Same day.
Yeah.
Well,
Actually,
no,
yeah,
no.
I think I'll walk back and say they look more like they were done with. They look more like colored pencils than paint. Like, was that something you sort of had to sort of get good at?
I don't know. I mean, I have watercolor pencils, so
Yeah. Like, and
They're
it's
kinda
not.
neat,
And
though.
here's why it's not. Here's why it's not a cake knife. There's no chocolate frosting on the blade.
He's right. Well, what I was asking more is like what it took to sort of get that. Was that sort of what I'm kind of asking what it took to sort of get that look for it.
I don't know. Just kind of picking colors and hoping for the best.
Fair enough.
It's not always as deliberate as I would like to claim.
Yeah. It's just more like it just kind of settled into your coloring style.
Yeah, more or less.
Still,
Fair enough.
I mean, does it? I mean, Dylan, you've seen the in the cover for the book that Ginger colored, right?
Yeah, I have.
Does that look like it was done with colored pencils? Or does that?
Mm,
Because when I look at that looks like a professionally done comic book cover.
yeah. I'm saying like these drawings are the same overall style because the same artist, obviously. But I'm saying like they look like a different medium.
Yeah.
Then
And that, of course, although that one picture she has with Maeve and the Nerd Wonder plushie, that does look like it was done in colored pencil.
yeah, and then her GIF that you also posted to your channel and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I did not tell you that. I uploaded the GIF onto my YouTube, Ginger.
Oh yeah, I've actually seen.
Yeah. And
Don't
stuff.
worry.
That's-
Don't worry. You were credited for it, and I linked people and I put your Twitter in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that
But,
too. It's actually made me want to do something like in Flash for actual YouTube.
Yeah. But yeah, so and that looked very color pencil sketch-y type of stuff, and it looked really cool and all that.
Oh yeah, it's in a free app on my little Samsung tablet, which is like just a regular handheld device rather than a drawing tablet.
Yeah. Yeah. You can.
Unfortunately, my stylus for that thing didn't survive until I finished that GIF. It kind of just gave up on me, so pretty
Okay.
much had to finger paint it to completion.
Oh my lord.
Wow. Well, you did a damn good job.
Oh, thank you.
So that part of why it took 3 days to do instead of 1.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's also it being the free version of the app, you could only use 3 layers. I already used 3 by the time I noticed, so it was trying to work around that limitation.
Oh no, that's unfortunate.
But still, I mean, like for what you did, it was. I mean, like the comments on it, like you got people. Everyone who's seen this GIF, they love it.
I'm glad. Just have to make more then.
Right.
This time on the PC, faster.
It's just like yeah. So like we should get a Ginger Flash so she can do more cute GIFs.
I do have an old version actually, but if you could find Flash 8 on my CD somewhere and send it over to me, I definitely won't complain. Because I liked Macromedia Flash like before they went to Adobe.
Yeah, like one thing I told Ginger to make is a GIF of Maeve with a pouting.
Aw,
Yeah,
that'd be cute.
that will be done. Just need to color the comic pages first, and then I can do that.
Yeah, she'd be. Yeah, I can guarantee she has the most adorable pouty face.
Hmm.
And a pouty face that, if Brian is to be believed, could even manipulate Regina.
Excellent. The power.
Would Maeve intentionally manipulate her, or would that just be an effect she has?
It's just the face. It's not. I don't think it's like because Dantry.
I think it. No. I mean, like, I think she's asking if she's just that cute, or if she would or would it work because she's just that adorable, or would she actually use it to?
I think all of that. I think just all three. Yes, she's that cute. She's being just that adorable, and after she finds out, she could use it to manipulate.
Yeah,
it's very possible.
Although she would more like use it just to get stuff. Just to get Regina to get her stuff she wants. Like, I don't know. Like,
oh yeah, I believe that.
Like video games, plushies, or candy.
I want Street Fighter 6, but it doesn't exist, pouty face. It will exist now, don't you worry.
I want Breath of the Wild. It's got a cough.
That's me. I have to mute myself. Where do we do that?
You know what would have been cool? With the like fire red and leaf green. If they did electric yellow and it was a remake of yellow, that would have been really cool, because who doesn't want to see, like, who wouldn't want to see Pikachu follow you around and stuff in higher definition? I am suddenly talking about that because I am playing yellow right now.
No, wait, Pikachu could actually follow you around?
In yellow version, yeah. It was like the whole thing. Like, Pikachu, if you kept it in your party the whole time, regardless of its position, because in Soul Silver and stuff, it was the first Pokemon in your party it would do it with. But Pikachu, it can be the last in your party, the first anywhere, and never in between, and it will just be outside of its Pokeball. If you put it in the PC, then no Pokemon follows you.
Yeah, I just go back at the GIF, and something I just noticed was that, like, right as Maeve gets the hoodie yanked off her head, you can see like a little snaggletooth.
Yep.
Nice. That's cute.
I don't know why that is. I don't know why that's cute, but it looks cute. I mean, I know it's from anime and shit.
Mm.
Also, I think the arm that was reaching for her hoodie is her mom's.
Her mom's, Regina's, someone.
No, it's her. I'm the creator. I say it's her mom.
All right. I'm just throwing out other people it could have been.
No, it's her mom. It's like, no. It's like mom says, no. Don't you hide your face now.
That is really extra cute. Good God. All right. I think we're done.
Yeah, more or less. I think we get. Yeah, I think.